Hello, Team FD, and welcome back to the Football Social. You know what we're here for by now. It is the big game. It's the Champions League double-header today, and I'm joined by Dougie Critchley. Come on then.
Great to be back.
He's going to be an Atleti fan today, used to that sort of anti-football, being a Sunderland fan.
Indeed.
Early dig.
Indeed, yeah. Probably called for.
He took it like a champ. Talking of Sunderland, we have an ex-player on our hands, David Mailer. Now, we've established on the show before that you're a Liverpool fan.
Yes.
Confident about today's game, today's result? Yes, there we have it. Short and simple. Dave Jackson, how are you? Come on.
Jacko.
Pumped, baby.
Less enthusiastic clap. Jackson's a veteran of the show. He deserves better. There we go.
Love it. I got you.
OK, and you're on socials today, so how can people get in touch?
They can get in touch by sending me their questions at Football Daily, at SoccerAM, and as well as the YouTube comments. I will do my best to answer every single one that I see. I'm talking, no matter how rogue. I am going to be asking your questions to this wonderful panel of guests.
Fair. I might get explicit in the comments then. Sam Obaseki, welcome back, sir.
All back.
Right, and no doubt, I mean, your eyes might be drawn to the Liverpool game every now and then, but you're going to try and cover PSG versus Dortmund in the Parc des Princes for us.
I'm rooting for my guys Neymar and Mbappe, so, you know, I need to see them touch a semi at least.
Yeah.
So
OK.
I'm French today.
Already talking about semis. Right, so, Mbappe on the bench, Sam.
Yeah, man, he's been ill. He's been ill, so I think they're trying to preserve him. I think he's watching the warm-up. He's not very happy about that decision, but obviously his health comes first. Yeah. But the people that come in for him aren't bad, you know. Cavani, PSG legend, their highest goal scorer, and Sarabia, who is a decent player as well. So I think they'll be all right.
He has been playing really well since his move from Sevilla, hasn't he? Before we go into the formations, then, I just want to get a sense of where everyone's going with tonight's results. Dougie?
I think I can't really see past the Liverpool win. Particularly at Anfield, I don't think they've lost at home in the Champions League since 2014. So they've got that fantastic record, but it's going to be a proper test. Like, Atleti are looking for nothing other than a 0-0 here. They won't be bothered at all about how pretty it is. They just want that 0-0, try and nick a goal if they can. But hopefully it's going to be a good game, and hopefully the Anfield atmosphere will pull them through.
Well, in the last two games, you were telling me before the show, they've come from behind in terms of the first tie.
Exactly.
And they've gone on to win, so specialists in that regard. Apparently you were there for the Atletico game. How was it, David, in Madrid?
Do you know what? Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, it wasn't great watching them lose. They didn't play particularly well, albeit Atletico made it really hard for them. It was a really difficult game, but just the whole atmosphere, you know, the occasion, like watching Diego Simeone run up and down the line like a lunatic was just incredible. Just watching from that perspective, it's kind of more for me as a fan. I have been there for the Champions League final as well, but to go back again.
Just got that.
I got a great photo after with a couple of the players, Champions League trophy on my head.
Another one. Oh, so what was the issue on the night for you then? Were Atletico just that good defensively? Obviously, we've come to expect that from them. But was there anything Liverpool can tinker with tonight?
The Liverpool front three were off. It's probably the worst I've seen, like, Firmino, Salah and Mane play together as a three. It was just like, you know, where their first touch or their pass was just that little bit off. Now, they are human. They're allowed to have off games, but you rarely see all three of them have a bad day. You know, there's always one that kind of says, well, hold on, I'll carry the two of you. Then when we see Liverpool obliterate teams, it's when all three of them are firing. But I expect after the last few results, they've got their captain back. I think he'll be the driving force for them tonight, and I think 3-0.
Oh, wow. Convincing victory then. Talking of the front three, let's go to the formation and let's see how Liverpool are lining up. That TV is really far away, guys, and as you know, I'm pretty blind. So, let's see how this goes. Adrian in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson make up a very familiar-looking back four. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Henderson comes back in, like you said, David. Let's hope to great effect. Wijnaldum, and then that front three, who did have a tough time of it at Atletico's ground, but let's see if that Anfield atmosphere can whip them into a frenzy, a goal-scoring frenzy today. Was that what you expected, David? That lineup?
Yeah. Look, I think the front three pick themselves. Obviously, Alisson's out. The back four pick themselves. It's just which way he goes in midfield. Does he play Henderson sitting? Does he play Fabinho sitting? Could have played Milner. Like, it's
Yeah.
so many different
He has
options
options.
for them. I all think they're all very good at their own way. Obviously, Oxlade-Chamberlain's probably the one that drives forward the most with his pace and obviously his dribbling, and he likes to shoot from long distances. But like, look, that's the only part of the team that you could get wrong.
I want to pick up on this conversation a little bit later because I think the Liverpool midfield perhaps a little bit underrated. Some people saying they've got the easiest job in that system, which I strongly disagree with. Of course, Alisson will be a huge miss as well. He has the highest save percentage in the Premier League this season. But Adrian is an able deputy. Let's move on to Atletico Madrid then. OK, well, where are the photos gone, gentlemen? Someone's had an absolute shocker on Photoshop. Jan Oblak lines up in goal. We met him the other week, and he was a fantastic guy. Trippier, Savic, Felipe, and Lodi, who was fantastic, I thought, in the first leg.
Really was.
Rounding off that back four at left back. This flat 4-4-2, very familiar. It's going to be very narrow, isn't it, with Koke on that right-hand side, Correa on the left, Saul, who scores big goals, and when he scores big goals, Atletico tend to win games. I think it's 10-plus victories that he's led them to when there's been a singular goal in the match. Diego Costa, let's see if he can return to form. It's been about 18 months since he was last any good, and João Felix. Again, the prodigious young talent hasn't had the best time of it recently, but a talent nonetheless. We'll get people's thoughts and feelings on those lineups in just a second, Dave. Doogie, you spend a lot of time watching European football. Where do you think Atletico are going to cause damage in this fixture?
Well, their big strength has been their defence this year, as it always is, which is pretty impressive considering they lost 3 or 4 of their key men, Godin, Juanfran, Felipe Luis last year. So they've managed to rebuild. They've kept the defensive assuredness, but their issue has really been scoring goals and going forward. They've only lost 4 league games, but they've drawn 13, I believe, which is, I think, the most in La Liga and one of the most in the Europe's top 5 leagues. So it's really, they're performing well into the final third, and they're struggling to get João Felix and Diego Costa, Morata, whoever's playing up front, into the game, really. So it might not be the most entertaining brand of football, but it's generally pretty effective in knockout competitions.
Well, talking of effective, let's talk about that Liverpool midfield then, because they provide a balance that not many sides have, right? And the people generally underrate the job they're doing to hold it all together, or do you think maybe they do get a slightly easier ride than some of the other players, like the fullbacks, for example?
No, they don't. Midfield is the hardest position to play because obviously you're the link between defence and attack. If you watch closely tonight, whenever Trent Alexander-Arnold goes forward, Henderson will peel across to cover him. And I think that's the big thing, that you look at some of the games that, you know, they've not won. A lot of the attacks come down that side because Trent is so good at going forward that you want them high up the pitch, that the midfielder has to provide that cover. I know you're speaking about the midfield. It's just the work they do. It's the unseen work. Like, I was lucky enough that I played, but like, I was one of those players. You kind of just do the running for the better player almost. So like, you look at the Liverpool front three, you're doing the running for them to win the ball back, to give it to them, to kind of go, well, I've done my part now. Go around 3 people and score a goal. Yeah, get creating. That's kind of like the key, and that's what Liverpool are so good at. They have unselfish midfielders who just do so much hard work for the rest of the team. Like, you look at the back four. Do the centre halves have to defend all the time? No, because the midfield generally stops the attacks.
Yeah, nice. Talking of the key, we can hear from Jurgen Klopp, who's going to break down how to beat this Atletico side for us. Job done.
We need higher speed in different moments. We need better switches in different moments. We need braver football in different moments. We need to play around the formation. We need to play in behind the formation. We need to play through the gaps. That's all clear. If you play predictable, Atletico defends you for the next 6 months without a rest. So, but if you prepare situations where it's not that easy to defend, the more often you are in situations where you can score, and that's what we have to do.
Yeah, so talking a lot about intensity there, and that midfield bring the intensity, particularly Jordan Henderson. What has been the change in him this season that's seen him become a much more integral part to this team? Because he might have been, you know, he's fine before, but a little bit more interchangeable.
I would, like, me personally, I've known him a long time. I played with them. I'm close with them. I don't think a lot has changed in his game. I think he's been the same player for the last 10 years. Even there, Doug, you'll probably remember the times at Sunderland. He's been more or less the exact same player. I just feel it's been a big weight off his shoulders, obviously winning the European Cup as captain. Like lifting that Champions League last year has been that kind of burden off him.
Has he felt like he's been in Gerrard's shadow to an extent?
Well, he's never said to me he's felt like he's in his
Why
shadow.
isn't he confided in you, Dave? Come on.
But it's like, it's almost as if he went into his shadow without wanting to go into it, because whoever took over from Gerrard was always like, you're struggling. Because like,
central midfielder,
he, like if you ask any Liverpool fan, like certainly people of my age will say that Steven Gerrard is the greatest Liverpool player of all time. People a bit older will probably say Kenny Dalglish. Those two anyway were in the top 2 or 3 players regardless. I think for Jordan, he kind of stepped out of his shoulder, or out of his shadow, sorry, like, and then he said like, I'm a Liverpool captain. I think people, the fans who were on his back at times, now realise the work he does, and I think he's just grown and grown, and that's why I think he'll be PFA Player of the Year.
Okay. We've got that in early doors. Gentlemen, across the studio, do we agree, starting with you, Sam, that it should be PFA Player of the Year?
No, I think it should be De Bruyne because it's about the best individual Player of the Year. Henderson has been very good, and like you said, he's probably been the same over the last 10 years, but it's the system that is suiting him better. I don't think if
you can't say the system suits him better.
It does though.
System.
Like it's obviously the confidence, like you said, with the Champions League. Like that's giving him a lot of confidence because balls that he probably wasn't trying a few seasons ago, he's trying it now. But at the same time, to be the best player in the league, you have to be like. I can't look past KDB. What he's done this season has just been special.
Also, I'm not arguing that Henderson's better than Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne wipes the floor with Jordan. Kevin De Bruyne is probably the best midfielder in the world. You know, there's no arguing that. I just think I've been hit back on this because my point is Kevin De Bruyne is doing nothing that I haven't seen Kevin De Bruyne do for the last 5 years.
Okay, I hear
do you that way?
I hear that.
His standards are so high. For me, he's just like, it's almost as if you watch him, you go, that's just Kevin De Bruyne. Whereas other players, you kind of like go, well, hello.
But then aren't we taking his genius for granted?
Yeah,
What if he gets
I
a
probably
record amount
am.
of goals and assists, for him in a season?
Probably, like, that's probably my fault, that I probably am, that I'm just thinking, well, it's like, I have this argument with my friends all the time. Like, I just kind of go, well, that's Kevin De Bruyne. He's just doing what Kevin does. I'm used to seeing him. It's almost, you remember Ozil a few years before was just like, well, it's just Ozil. He's just like, he sees things other players don't see. I agree with you. Kevin De Bruyne probably is the best player in the Premier League. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But I just think that Henderson has gone to a new level this year.
I want to pick up on this just a second after we do our price boost. I'm going to ask you guys who you think is more important to their system, because obviously Manchester City blessed with an awful lot of talented midfielders, although it's not really going their way at the moment, is it? Still second. Right, on to the price boost then. Okay, so Salah to score any time, which feels like a pretty sound bet. Was 21-20, now 11-8. Diego Costa to score, and Atletico to win in 90 minutes. Rather ambitious, in my opinion. 10-1 is now 12-1. Mane to score a brace was 7-1, now 10-1. Alexander Arnold to score from outside the penalty area. He will most certainly try that at some point, won't he? It was 20-1, now 22-1. Odds accurate at the time of recording, have to be 18 plus to play along. If you want to know the T's and C's and find out a little bit more, then check out the link below. OK, let's move back into this debate then, gentlemen, because it was just picking up a little bit of traction. I want to bring you in, Dave. You're looking a little bit...
I'm really honest. You know, I think that Mane has been fantastic this season, and
Kick-off's about to happen, by the way, but let's just finish this up.
Because I think we've actually covered Liverpool a lot this season, and the amount of games he has won Liverpool, particularly they were 55 points clear now, or whatever it is, but that's only because they've won the games they should have drawn, and that's probably down to Mane.
OK, so we have...
That's who I'll go for anyway.
We have a dark horse.
Sadio,
Mane and...
Atletico! Oh, Adrian.
Doogie, what happened there?
So there's a bit of space in midfield. I couldn't quite see who picked the pass.
Joe Felix played it.
Joe Felix played it through. It was a really nicely weighted pass.
Ooh, what
and
a pass.
It was off.
Diego Costa is on side because Virgil van Dijk looks like he's slightly sleeping, and it goes wide. But a real wake-up call just 30 seconds into this game.
Van Dijk keeping him 2 yards on side there. What a turn from Joao Felix as well.
And 30 seconds in, Neymar has been on the floor already.
Some things never change.
Neymar's eating turf, and if he goes off injured now, it'll all feel extremely bad.
You got to feel bad for him, though.
Yeah.
He does
get kicked to pieces.
he does extract the urine every now and then, and he does milk it a bit. But he just gets kicked and kicked and kicked.
Yeah.
Relentlessly, and especially when he's getting booked in France for taking players on afterwards when he's frustrated and completely skidding players, and then he's getting booked for it.
That's madness.
I think his treatment by French referees is a bit over the top at times, but I do want to see him stay on his feet a tiny bit more as well.
Okay, fair enough. And talking of, staying on your feet, does this segue work? Well, we're going to run with it now anyway. Sadio Mane, Joe Gomez and Andy Robertson all on yellow cards. They'll be looking to stay on their feet, gentlemen, if they want to play.
I like
this fixture. There we have it. Managed to worm that in. Okay, let's pick back up on the debate then. So we've got Sadio Mane, a KDB, all very sensible answers so far. Jordan Henderson, Doogie, round us off.
I said it before we went live, I think KDB as well. I see what David's saying, but it almost feels a bit like that Messi debate, where any year that Messi doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, as long as he's fully fit, I think is...
Yeah. If he's alive, he should win the Ballon d'Or.
Exactly, I think it's a bit of a travesty, because he is the best player, and I don't think just because you're consistently the best player doesn't mean you shouldn't win it regularly.
Yeah.
Especially as he's never won Player of the Year before, so it's not like he's
Kevin
De Bruyne. So it's not like he's won the award 5 or 6 times. I just think he's been better, but I agree, Jordan Henderson's been magnificent. Trent as well, I think, been fantastic. But
I think Trent's nailed on for the young player.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why people are readily accepting the fact he's not going to win.
Out. I believe only one player's ever won it, the young and the senior one.
Yeah.
It's only one player.
I think we know who it is, but maybe let's ask the people at home. Get your guesses for Dave's question in the comments below. And hit subscribe if you're not subscribed right now. Liverpool have finally wrestled control from Atletico. A lively start from them. Big old switch. If this finds feet, what a ball.
No.
Or still forcing the issue there, Trent Alexander-Arnold. OK. You're watching the wrong game, Sam?
Yeah, I'm watching the PSG Dortmund game.
All right, sorry, I'm calling you out wrongfully there. What's happening?
It started kind of cagey at the moment. PSG are pressing Dortmund kind of high, but I would say it's 50-50 at the moment. Both teams
like
look
Lamar,
kind of... Hey,
Tomorrow Lamar actually plays for Atletico Madrid, so...
They're doing different things.
Works on so many levels.
Chance!
Oh, no.
Oh, it's already gone out.
It does
Some decent build-up there, play there, Dave,
some
by
answers
Liverpool.
coming in for this question.
Oh, go on then, mate.
A lot of people, Tino something, he said, Michael Owen, Nathan Bourne is saying Gareth Bale. A lot of answers for Bale. Surav Kumar saying Eden Hazard 2015. There's a lot of different answers.
Yeah, and can we confirm who it is, Dave?
I believe it's Gareth Bale.
Yeah, so do I.
Yes.
I mean, we can get clarification
That's why
from the
I
gallery.
did say you've got the laptops out, so I didn't want to commit to it.
No, but we did, and I think we were right.
I think
we were
we're
right
as
too. OK then. So, have you got any questions you've been sitting on, Dave?
I have
Come
got
on, mate.
millions of questions, mate. Would you like one?
I'd love one.
OK, here
Is there like a stopwatch? Just press it.
This is from the Noob Master 69.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. He or she has asked, is this Liverpool team overrated?
What do they mean? OK, I'm not going to answer that myself. Let's extrapolate that question right now. Doogie, do you think the word overrated should be anywhere near this Liverpool side?
No, I think it should be banned in football full stop. I'm so bored of overrated.
I think a lot of our titles have that.
That's what I was about to say.
I think you've got to get this clicked somewhere. But I agree. I can see what he's saying. He's basically saying that the competition this year in the Premier League has been weak. So maybe, if they do finish with a records points tally, which after the last few weeks might not look possible anymore.
Early chance. Good flashing header there from Wijnaldum. Back to your answer, Doogie. That's all we've got to report. Solid save from
what was I saying? Yeah, so I think he's saying that there's a lack of competition in the Premier League. And to a certain extent, maybe there is this year. But I don't think that means that this Liverpool side are overrated. That, they've reached 2 Champions League finals. They've won 1. 98 points last year.
Europa League final.
Europa League final as well.
Unbeaten in a calendar year.
They've been phenomenal for a long time. And yeah, they've got the Premier League home record in a row. They, were 40 odd points.
That's a really good answer. Do you want to have a question?
Yeah, go for it.
No, I think that's pretty comprehensive.
That was chance!
I want to know Dave's opinion on this, Matt, because he's the Liverpool fan. Can you sympathise with people that think this Liverpool side get too much praise in the press?
No,
absolutely not.
I think this team deserve the praise they're getting.
I agree.
When that argument comes up, are they the greatest Premier League team of all time? The answer is no. I think they have to probably win 2-3 championships in a row to be able to, if they were to win the Champions League this year, like obviously win tonight and win the Premier League as well, so they'd have back-to-back, then you could talk about, but I think they just need a lot of trophies. Okay. It's like, you look at the great teams have always won 2-3. I remember obviously Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. That feels pretty sensible. Sam, what are your thoughts on Liverpool?
I wouldn't say they're overrated. I'd understand, like Doogie said, what everyone's saying about this season, because the competition has just not really been there. But the fact that they've done it all...
Chance of Paris.
What happened? The breakdown of Paris situation. We'll come back to that.
I can't remember. I can't see who got... Sarabia got out wide and he cut it back and no one was there. So now Dortmund are on the break, but they just got it back now. Who's that on the ball? I can't really see who that is. I need to get closer.
That's Paredes.
I mean,
how do you pronounce it?
Paredes. Yeah,
Paredes.
it's quite...
It's all PSG though.
Obviously,
it's all PSG.
Marco Verratti is suspended for this tie, which is going to affect them massively. And what also might affect them massively is the fact that they are playing behind closed doors. Having watched the Valencia Atalanta game last night,
Oh, Neymar's on the run. Oh, good
Great
tackle by
challenge.
Hummels.
it just really takes it out of the occasion, doesn't it? Marco Verratti, you're a big fan of him, aren't you, Dave?
Oh, incredible player.
So how much of a miss will he be tonight? I mean, it feels fairly obvious to
Neymar's
say it, but...
down.
But do you know what? When you play for a club like PSG, do you know what I mean? They've got so many good players that they can just bring in. Do you know what I mean? Like, he will be missed, but like they have very good players coming in. Like so.
I would argue that he's probably a little bit more integral to the side. Mbappe's on the bench, isn't he? He's probably one of the most integral players to that side. I don't think they've really got anyone else with his skill set. Paredes is nowhere near his box to box, is he?
No, he's not.
But
But
here we go. There we go.
Neymar's on the deck again.
No, I think he's actually hurt his shoulder here. So I was going to say something, but it might be.
Just the way he landed.
And
It was very awkward.
looks like he's nursing a bit of a shoulder injury there. Sam will keep you updated on that in just a second. Dave, let's go back to the questions, mate.
Question from Dave Do. I'm assuming it's a he. I don't have any...
I think that's pretty sound guess.
How much will Alisson's injury and Hendo's return impact tonight's game? I guess that's to
Go on, Dave. Alisson's injury. We'll start with that.
I think Alisson's a big loss.
Ball!
But then, like, Adrian has the ability to just, like, you know, have one of them amazing games as well. Like, I think he, like, being at Anfield or whatever, he'll, like, the cop will sing for him and all that, and he'll be proper
Seems
pumped
to
up.
relish the occasion, which is weird, having been at West Ham and probably never sampling any of those occasions.
I'm not going to say that. I tell you, West Ham was horrible to play at. Whew.
Really?
What, the Berlin ground or the new one?
No, Upton Park.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was, they were horrible, them fans.
It was very tight in.
No, but Adrian's coming
on
off the back of a bad performance against Chelsea. I can't lie. Spilled that William goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got to make
nothing
amends,
to lose,
guys.
has he? Really?
We get behind their players. We support them. Do you know what I mean? We're not with them.
I think he sent Chelsea fans maybe don't, Sam.
No. We back our
boys,
players.
And we built a
Nowadays-
narrative for the show. I love it.
Nowadays, everyone's too quick to jump on social media and
it's
start
true.
hammering players. Like, give me a break. These lads are professional footballers. Do you know what I mean? They're good players. Like, prime example, Jesse Lingard. He's played like 200 games for Man United. You don't play 200 games for Man United if you're a bad player.
It's gone beyond criticism with him, though.
I think it's quite personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chance of Dortmund.
Like when you see him getting on a bus the other day and he's just being shouted at abuse. Sometimes you do like worry about what football Twitter's created.
While signing autographs for other fans.
But as my father used to say to me, he said, step away from it. Like, you know that old saying, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Then, like, come off Twitter.
Yeah, you don't need to be on it. Here we go, Mo.
Oh, Mo's had a good build-up there from your man, Sadio Mane, Dave. Doogie, you look like you were watching most intently. What happened?
So I love it. Mane picked it up pretty deep, went on a sort of mazy run, made Partey look quite silly. Mo cuts in on his left, so used to that shot, and just curls it over the bar. But really good opening from Liverpool. Good build-up play. They've already started a hell of a lot better than they did in Madrid.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to make Thomas Partey look silly because he's been incredible this season for them. He's been one of their standout players in quite a attritional campaign, let's call it. What's happening at the part of the Prance, Sam?
It's still cagey, man. It's like just going back and forth. PSG had a bit of a moment, but now Dortmund, Sancho just nutmegged someone, so he's getting into it. But it's not really Nothing really special is going on.
Bit like this in the first game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
How we had an
yeah.
absolutely fantastic second half, but a first half where they were just sizing each other up.
Yeah.
Before Jadon Sancho completely took control and looked like one of the best players on the pitch. Pitch he was sharing with Mbappe and Neymar. As a Liverpool fan, Jordan Henderson flashing it well wide, and it's absolutely lashing it down.
Go on, Neymar.
in Liverpool.
Who do you want to win this, by the way?
PSG.
You do?
Yeah, man. I just.
So,
he said,
so not your South London guy, no?
For my boys.
I don't say that. Don't say that.
That's bad, man.
No.
it's
Jadon's my
bad,
guy.
man. Yeah,
Jadon's
he
my
said
guy.
it
Don't
now.
get it wrong. But at the same time, I just
feels like he's not South
Yeah.
London.
He is. Trust me.
Oh, Mbappe this, Neymar that.
I want to see him score, but I can't lie. I just rate Mbappe and Neymar too highly, man. I need to see them in the semi-final. I need to see them do something special, not just in the
Do you
French
think he'll
league.
come to the Premier League, Sancho?
Yeah.
Well, I was just waiting to ask you
Yeah.
that, Dave.
Yeah.
You've really rattled me there. You've really rattled me, taking over presented duties.
I think he will. You know, I think he will go to Chelsea. I can't lie. I think he'll come to us.
Do you actually think he'll go to Chelsea?
I've got a good feeling. I've got a good feeling that because he's a Chelsea
In your
supporter.
bones, man.
Yeah, he's a
Is he
Chelsea
actually a
supporter as
Chelsea
well.
supporter?
Hudson-Odoi is his boy. We've literally shown that we can play our youth. A lot of youngsters are kind of linked with us at the moment, so I think he will. Fit
So
in
weird,
quite well.
you've become a desirable club for young
I
players.
know it's mad. It's mad.
Hey,
What a crazy
I said this
transition.
5 years
Super
ago.
Frankie.
Yeah.
Would you, Dave, as a Liverpool fan, would you sacrifice one of the front three at current to bring Jadon Sancho to the club?
Great question.
And we'll be back to straight after this commercial.
The thing is, like, come on.
No, go on.
I think he. You probably wouldn't have him over Mane or Salah at the moment, but you potentially have him, but then you would miss what Firmino would.
Don't go there.
He doesn't score.
Don't matter, man.
No, but he actually
It does not
doesn't
matter.
score. I get
not
what you're
his role.
saying. I get what you're saying.
He's not a name. He's not. He's not like He's
Could
not
you not play
Cavani.
Salah down the middle and put Jadon Sancho on the right?
No, mate.
No,
You
right.
cannot replace
Yeah.
Firmino.
No, but like
No
when
chance.
your wide men like Mane and Salah aren't scoring, and Firmino isn't scoring, he has to hold responsibility because he should be the main source.
Even if you watch the game, he doesn't play as an outright striker. He doesn't like any striker I play with would just they want to hover on the box.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want to touch the ball. Watch him. He'll come deep in a minute here now and he'll get on the ball and he'll link it up through midfield and all that. He's kind of like, it's almost as if Liverpool play like a diamond. Do you know what I mean? He's not there for his goals. He's there for everything else he brings.
I get that, and I appreciate what he's good at. But at the same time, you can't tell me if you have a striker like either Timo Werner wanting to come Liverpool or Sancho coming in where you can get either Mane or Salah playing down the middle, you wouldn't prefer that because that means they will get the goals.
100%. If Liverpool sign Werner and Sancho and they keep the front three will start all next year.
You think
Over there.
I don't think, I know.
that's
He will not. Jurgen Klopp will knock it. And it's like, I believe Jamie Carragher made a point that Salah would probably be. Salah would probably be the one that would actually that they would sell.
down.
Doogie, was that a
That they would
rasping
sell.
drive from Trent?
It was indeed, Christopher.
And was he on our bets to score outside the box?
He
And how
was-
close did he come?
He came very close indeed. It was a great save from Jan Oblak, arguably in the top 3 or 2 best keepers in the world. And Trent's actually started really nicely, which is good to see because he's had, in this difficult patch, I would argue,
Yes.
Trent has had a slight dip in his creativity and his defending. So he started really well in this game. It's good to see him heavily involved
Go on, Neymar.
because he is Liverpool's best creator. So Liverpool needs to get him on the ball as much as possible in space, and it's been a solid start.
I agree. We saw it at the Wanda Metropolitano, didn't we? A few wayward crosses at the very start of the game.
A few?
Really threw him. Come on now. It really threw him, and he's already put in a fantastic ball for Wijnaldum, and he's had a rasping drive there,
sure.
palmed away by Oblak. Good stuff. This game's already more interesting than the first leg was, that's for sure. OK, so how's it going over in Paris?
still the same.
Yeah?
Still the same. Neymar is catching. He's heating up. I can't lie. He's heating up, but we need Mbappe on this pitch. I feel like he's missing him. He's missing that link up with him. Because no one's really on his same wavelength, but he's trying to pull the strings right now, but no one's really feeling his vibe.
Do you think, going back to the Jadon Sancho conversation, I think if a player of his calibre moves to a club, he needs to be guaranteed minutes. So with that scupper has moved to Liverpool, whereas Timo Werner, you might get him, in as a, not as a rotation option, but he might accept that more readily.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sancho's at the stage now where he's like, obviously
Despite Timo Werner being older, yeah.
we've all seen Haaland's, like, he's just come in and it's been incredible what he's done. But you'd look at Dortmund, you think Sancho's the boyo, like, he's the one that's. I think wherever he goes next, he's walking in as a main man.
Yeah.
He's walking in as a star. Like, I'm here to play. Like, if he went to Chelsea, like, he'd be going in there to play every game, every week.
Yeah. But why is it? Because I've seen a lot of this online that Liverpool fans don't really mind losing Salah.
I don't know,
I'm thinking
weird, yeah.
it's proper weird because he's banged. So I think he's got like 70 goals in 100, or like 70 goals in 100 appearances or something like that.
Yeah, you're not far off.
Figure, yeah.
Because they're going to get good money for him, aren't they? If they are going to sell him.
But he's crazy to think what he's done. I think, like, he probably is the one that's more frustrating to watch. Do you know, like, where it's like little, when he gets on hold of possession, at times he's trying to, like, weave in and out of players and he loses, and it's kind of like, but then, like, he'll get one, he'll weave past two and then just bend into the top corner and you're like, oh, Salah. So I mean,
no matter how pleasing Firmino is on the eye and how well he links up play, if he's only scoring 8 goals a season, is he not the sacrificial lamb for Jadon Sancho? I know you're a purist, Dave, and he's a wonderful footballer, but you've got to make a decision.
I've made my decision.
You bring Timo Werner in?
I've made my decision. So you can bring Timo Werner in. I agree with you. I think if he came in...
You've got to evolve a little bit, though, right, to stay on top?
Yes, but I don't think that Timo Werner, yes, he will have more goals, but there's also the downfall of what Firmino brings to the team.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That, like, gets the other two involved.
He's a creative player as well, of course, Timo Werner.
I'm with Dave. I think because...
Oh my days! Oh my days! I was about to say.
Okay, break it down for us.
So it was
Dave panicked.
It was a corner whipped
I never
in.
flinched.
I think it's Felipe.
That looked
the
very
near
close,
post.
though.
I couldn't really see who it was.
It was Felipe,
like,
yeah.
glancing header, and it looked like it had gone in
No,
for a good amount.
never once.
I've got to say, David Marlow was the coolest man in the studio. Not one
He
switch.
attacked the front post, he flicked it. It went 3 yards outside the post. It was just from the angle where the cameras are looking at it. And these guys...
And just then, they've just had a counter-attack. João Felix is running with the ball from about 50 yards out. Doesn't get his head up. Diego Costa, the ball was on there. Liverpool need to be careful because they're going through a dodgy couple-of-minute patch here. And also, I wanted to correct earlier, we were talking about Trent having a rasping drive. They showed the replay and it was in fact off.
Okay.
My bad.
No, thank you for correcting us there. We have a little prize quiz from coming to...
Have we?
Yeah, we have, David, before I come to you, mate. It's on screen right now, and it's Diego Costa to score the first goal in 90 minutes. I'm not sure why we're persevering with that. I think he's only scored 5 goals in the last year.
That's why it's worth a punt.
Odds accurate at the time of recording and subject to change. Is it worth a punt?
Yeah, that's worth a 5, isn't it?
Yeah, baby.
Only here for 18 plus.
Only 18 plus full terms and conditions.
Thank you
When the
very
fun
much.
stops, stop.
Took the words out of my mouth. I don't even need to be it. I don't even need to be it. Let's have some questions.
Now, there's a comment from Dylan Longo. He again, Schumann, said, as a Liverpool fan, he would be devastated to lose Salah.
Okay. So just to offer a little bit of balance, it is a thing that exists online, though. The willingness.
It's proper strange. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
it is. It's like...
You've got it so good with him right now. Why?
I know, but it is weird because people, like, there are fans that would say, like, well, if we got 100+ million for him, we take him, but they say Manny or Firmino, go, no chance.
Yeah.
I do get it. There are a lot of Liverpool fans like, do not get rid of anyone in the front three of them.
If Bayern Munich came in as reported, we've mentioned it on this show before.
Bayern Munich.
£90 million for Firmino. I take it, I think.
100%. You can get another goal scorer. You can get another midfielder that can link the play from
we
the
only
midfield
know
to
how
the,
effective Mane and Salah are because they played with Firmino. Like his manipulation of space, his balls through the box, the way he uses space. Like I don't know whether it's just a case.
Other players can create opportunities.
Can
Timo Werner's on about 3 a game at the moment.
We're not quite sure, but that's often from wide left. You're not quite sure whether if you put Werner, Salah, Mane. They're all sort of natural. They're all natural pace, and like they're all natural pace, and they're fantastic players. But I'm not sure whether I'm kind of with Dave. I don't know why you changed such a proven formula this year. I think if you could get Timo Werner because his release clause is quite low,
because he's
you
28.
do. But
Timo
you don't
Werner
need
28.
No, Firmino.
Oh, he's plenty.
That's all right. You got another year.
If you can get £90 million for a 28-year-old.
Yeah, you definitely have to switch it up, man. I don't think they'll be able to
I'd wait another year and sell Mane. He's got the highest.
Could you
price.
not drop Firmino a bit further back and then still have a third player in there?
Do you put Firmino in
I'm just saying, it's all about his link-up play,
That's a
right?
yellow card. It's European football.
No. He's going to miss the next game.
Dave, what's happened here, mate?
Well, Trent could be sent off here, mate.
No.
That is absolutely fake news.
No,
It's just a bouncing ball. He's gone with a straight leg up in the air. But
He's
in
walking
European
away.
football,
Yeah.
in European football, the referees get a bit jumpy. I believe that's the Swedish referee, isn't it?
Ah, that's a bit.
Okay,
That's
a
a
little
bit
bit
meaty.
I think if you get a yellow there, are you not?
Ooh, that can.
No,
if they
that
dare give that.
It was outside the natural silhouette. It was
Moments
probably a bit
before
crazy.
Trent.
Half a pill.
Yeah. Moments before he kicked his man, he executed a lovely crossfield ball that we've become very accustomed to, and it's
review.
glorious to watch.
It's a VAR penalty
Oh,
review.
Penalty
my
review.
days.
Oh,
It's
no, I think
it's
it's
done.
been
Oh,
dismissed. It's been dismissed.
Fair
So-
enough.
Okay, back to the game then, back to the questions. And if you want to ask our guys in the studio a question, then get it in the comments below. Dave will field it to them
Yes.
ASAP. Have you got
I have a
any?
question. Someone has asked, do you agree with Jamie Carragher's opinion on Aaron Wan-Bissaka? I'm assuming it's what he said, that he's the best one-on-one fullback in world football.
Hold on, I'm distracted by. We've got stats on the screen. Is this the first time that's happened, or have
Oh,
I
the
just
chore
never noticed
dogs.
it before?
He's at the wheel, isn't he? On the chore
That's
dogs.
amazing. Oh, possession.
Hey! Sky Sports,
See
eat
the
your
possession.
heart out, mate. Look at
Are you
those
mad?
graphics. Lovely jubbly.
Pass
Liverpool
it, pass it.
Oh, Sancho. He's just played. Oh,
Liverpool
brilliant
doubling Atletico's
challenge.
passes is not a surprise to anyone. That's
boxing
exactly what they do. Sorry, you were talking about.
It don't matter, mate. We got
Jamie
stats on
Carragher,
screen, mate.
please bring it back.
Yeah, I'm assuming Carragher said that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the best one-on-one fullback in world football.
Okay.
That
Defensive
was
fullback,
yeah,
right?
yeah. As in when a player comes one-on-one with him, not the best fullback.
Yeah.
But if you're one-on-one with an attacker, he's the best at doing that.
I imagine this came about after that performance against Manchester City,
Yeah.
right?
So he's basically saying he's one of the best. Do we agree with that? Do you think he still has more to learn? Like, what's our opinions on Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
I think he did a phenomenal job on Sterling. I actually haven't seen a player shut down Sterling so effectively for
Not for the first time either.
Yeah,
he's done it
and for a long, long time. That was an awesome performance. In terms of being the best one-on-one fullback defensively in the world.
So just so it's not the best fullback.
No,
That's not what
defensive
it said,
fullback.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. I'd hold off on that just yet.
Yeah.
I think it's probably too early days on that. Although he has been really solid, but it is difficult to just talk about his defending because his attacking side of his game does have some developing to do. Like he's not. If you combine Trent and Wan-Bissaka, you got to play it.
That would be the best.
But he does have some learning to do on the attacking side, although I'd give him credit in the last 2 months for being massively improved on that too.
He maybe
but what a
gives
start.
you options for England, if yours does happen. If you're playing against a particularly, attack-minded side, or the fullback on that left-hand side is a world-class talent.
For sure.
It's great to have that option.
Oh, my days.
What has happened, Sam?
Di Maria just makes someone on the edge of the box and he went down and a pen has not been given. They're playing on. I don't know if VAR is going to go and do anything about it, but that was disgusting. That was actually nasty.
What's the season he's having, by the way?
Unbelievable.
The Renaissance man in Paris, Di Maria, back at his best.
Look at this.
That was filth. That was absolutely
He didn't have
filth.
to go
X-rated.
down, though,
He didn't need to go
man.
down.
Is
Why
the
was
wa-
he-
is-
he
is-
on the way down before he didn't make any contact?
It's not even the watershed, and Di Maria is at it. Dave, did you sympathise with him and not happening for him at Manchester United as a Liverpool fan?
No, because I'm not that anti-hatred fan.
fair.
You want to see him do well. Incredible player. It just never got going. And then you see him. Then when he goes to Paris, he starts flying again. It's kind of like, well, hold on a minute. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
So you kind of we saw glimpses. If you remember that, I believe it was the Leicester game where he had
With
the
that
little,
Love that goal.
So-
he's an incredible player, so gifted. It was just frustrating that he kind of came and it didn't work out, and then he kind of
yeah.
threw his toys out of the
He got
pram.
burgled, I think.
Yeah, a lot of things.
He had a
lot of
few
things added
injury
up.
issues.
Yeah. And I think he didn't deal with the physicality as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
he
And it
just
was-
kept
Chance for
going down.
PSG.
Oh my God! Oh
my gosh!
It narrowly flashed past
What
the
a
post.
save.
That was
Oh, my
Edinson
days.
Cavani from about 18
scored. I think
yards.
Berkey gets a touch on this.
He should have scored.
He should definitely score.
I think Berkey saves that with his foot. Is that a ball through from Sarabia as well? Eye of the needle
Yeah,
stuff.
great
Great
save.
save from Roman Berkey. He's actually come
Oh,
into
what a
some
save.
criticism recently
Yeah.
for his
Oh,
Hold my hands
performances.
up. I've been
Save that.
slagging him off left, right, centre.
For his performances
Chance for Liverpool
in the
here,
league.
corner.
Both corners in both games. Go on, Neymar, deliver.
No, it's defender.
Cavani,
Okay,
should have
defender.
scored there, man.
Well, why can you say these things?
Corner
so well?
taken quickly. Not this time, not this time.
Here we go again. Corners in both
Good.
games then.
Go on,
like we
Neymar.
said.
Good delivery. Oh, that's poor. That's poor.
Okay, so Roman Berkey collects and Liverpool as well being repelled.
Oh, back it.
No, it's not working for them. Okay, so just to segue from the Di Maria section, Dave, when you were at Hull and Marco Silva was there was obviously a large turnover in playing personnel. How hard is it for foreign players to settle, not just to life in the Premier League, but to English life? You've seen it firsthand. Do you think it's
some adapt better than others?
Yeah, an underestimated facet of football in life?
Oh. Do you know what? There's like all different, like, if a foreign player signs and they've got like a wife and kids, or as if a foreign player signs he's just got a girlfriend, or if a foreign player comes on his own. Because when you have the wife and kids, you're worried about schools, depending on what country they come from. Do the kids speak English? Then you've all those, and then the wife, does she speak English? She's at home then while you're, days where you're travelling. If you're playing away on a Saturday, you travel on the Friday, she's at home, she can't speak a word of English. Those boys really struggle because their wives are at home. That's where you often...
Weighs down on you, yeah.
You often see, like, players, they come in entourages of about, 7, 8, 9 of family because they want... Which is good for them, but it's also bad in the sense that they don't buy into kind of the area which you're in, they don't buy into the culture of England. So, like, the players then... it doesn't become real, but like certain lads deal with it a lot better than others. Yeah.
And some players might not have that much background knowledge about what places like Sunderland and Hull are like. I suppose they're probably going in quite, they'll suddenly get a call from their agent, we've got an offer here. I wanted to ask you a positive question on that. Who, when you were at Sunderland, who was a foreign player that came in and instantly perfectly melded into the groups, smashed the integration?
Asamoah Gyan. Do you remember him?
Really? Yeah. Such a good player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That celebration.
Yeah.
He loved
you see, other players that I played with had come from different...
Oh, yes! Neymar! Right. Let's go!
Back to
Let's
Asamoah
go!
Gyan in
Let's
just
go!
a minute because
Come
Neymar
on.
has scored. We have our
Guy.
first goal in
Come
the
on.
studio. Sam, he's down the line.
From a corner.
He's into the dugout.
I think Di Maria took the corner. And he just came from the back post, diving header, boom!
Right.
Let's go.
The replay has been delayed because he sprinted about 50 yards to give Mbappe a hug. His teammate.
Angry.
You can see why he's getting so excited though.
It's really bad defending.
Second knockout game.
It's really bad defending.
Well, let's dissect this goal in just a second, and Sam will be coming back to you right now.
Yeah, it was a Di Maria corner. Neymar was at the back post. He literally beat Hakimi so easily. And just 5 yards outside of the goal and just literally the keeper had nothing to do.
Marking's a bit soft.
Yeah, it's poor.
He's put the ball in a good area, but that should be dealt with.
You shouldn't get a free header 4 yards out.
Well, certainly Neymar
Shouldn't be getting it, yeah.
Oh my days! Did they take the mick out of Haaland's celebration?
I think that
I
just
think they
happened.
actually did. I think
really?
They were like this.
Happened.
They were like, that's what I like.
They're winding up the big Norwegian.
Get him in. They saw it.
The narrative begins. It's Haaland versus Neymar in this game. Can he get his revenge? The
see.
big Norwegian? Yes.
Norwegian.
He's going to.
He was born in Leeds, though, wasn't
He was.
He was. I think it was Gio Reyna
Sunderland born and bred.
and Jadon Sancho, all born in England and representing Dortmund in one capacity or another. Going back to Asamoah Gyan then.
he? Yeah, he just came into the club. He was just such a bubbly character, loved life, and just came in and just bought in and brought so much energy to the place. Like with his singing and his dancing and his rapping.
He scored a lot of goals, didn't he?
He broke my heart when he left, not going to lie. Still haven't really got over.
Probably went for the money.
He went to Qatar.
Qatar, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, he was
Abu
a baller.
Dhabi.
His energy was
He was there like the 2010 World Cup, wasn't he? He was brilliant, and
was
then he went off to Saudi Arabia.
I'm not going to have a go at him for going for the money. You need to sort out your family, etc. But it was heartbreaking at the time.
Yeah.
He was actually. I believe at the time he was the highest paid player in the world.
Really? When he went, really?
That's mad.
That's why he was
Can't
like,
argue with
Can't
that.
blame that, can you?
look, lads, I've got to go.
Is that what, did he come to you and say, oh yeah, like this?
Nah, boys are just like, see ya.
That's football, isn't it?
We get it.
The funniest thing in football is, the WhatsApp groups. Every team is a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And then somebody, when they leave or, they transfer, they'll just be like, I'm off. And then it's just like, such and such is
Asamoah
left.
Gyan has left the
What,
group.
does no one have to kick them out? I imagine Lee Catamol started that WhatsApp.
the admin.
Yeah, he's the admin.
No,
He's the one kicking people out left, right, and centre.
Well, at that time at Sunderland, WhatsApp groups weren't a thing. But after then, it's just funny because if you're not in and around the first team, you start boys will start booting people out of the WhatsApp group and that.
That is brutal.
What were the Sunderland lads on? Were you all on Bieber or something?
Bebo.
No, BBM.
Yeah,
Blackberries. You've got a pin in it.
Send me a pin.
BBM.
Shout out Bieber.
God, what nostalgia of how Bebo and BBM.
Now, BBM was banging.
All right, well, let's get back to the football. 0-0 after half an hour. What do you guys think about the game?
Atletico look more dangerous, though.
Yeah, they've definitely grown into the game. Let us know in the comments below your score predictions for the rest of the game. But for now, yeah, we're playing out a little bit.
Look at that from Van
Not a board
Dijk.
draw. Not a board draw. It's fascinating.
Look at that from Van Dijk, just giving the ball away. Oh,
Well done,
Trippier.
Robbo.
Not good enough. What's Trippier been saying while he's been at Atletico?
He's been all right.
He just came back from injury, right?
Yeah, he's just come back. From
Hello.
injury.
Oh, a
He's had a-
timely interception there by Virgil van Dijk. At least for the first sort of 10 games, he was
a key
very
player.
prominent in attack for them in
Yeah.
terms of playing balls into the final third, because not many people do it at Atletico.
Yeah, he was one of their
Madrid.
more creative players, but I think it's always quite worrying when you're right back. It's like his creative numbers were so far above the rest of the team. It wasn't particularly even until about December. And now other players have come into it.
See that from
yeah, I do
Firmino?
see it, I do see
Slow!
It wasn't slow. It was confusion who the pass actually was to, because if you see him, he goes, stops, and then goes.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, I really do like Firmino, but I don't think he is like a gem like Liverpool fans are saying. I don't think he's.
I think he's more replaceable than Liverpool fans
Do you know
make
what?
out.
Do you know what? I would love if he played for Chelsea. How differently you'd see it.
Nah, I don't know actually.
Him and Tammy. Lincoln.
I rate Tammy to be
So
fair,
15 goal involvements in 27 starts for Firmino in the Premier
but
League.
That's not bad.
And 3 assists, 0 goals in the champs. So he needs to break that duck tonight.
Although I was reading earlier, he's got a very good scoring record in the knockouts at Anfield in the Champions League. Can't remember the exact amount.
And it looks like we're going to need something special to unlock this Atletico defence tonight, even though they are on the road.
It'll end up, do you know what it'll end up being? Wijnaldum will score or the Ox will score.
Yeah.
Yeah, them men are just they're big game players, you know.
I hope it's Ox.
Oh, what a turn!
Oh, this is worrying.
No, calm down. He's going to wait.
João Felix is going to bang in you. I got a feeling.
If one of those players scores, I hope it's Ox, because he has a history of absolute bangers, doesn't he?
Dave,
From
you're
outside the
you're
box.
ice cold on this sofa. I haven't even seen you move yet. You're just, you know
No,
it's happening.
you'll know when I.
He's nervous. He's
No, you
nervous.
see
I can
it.
feel it.
Even
the
with
game.
Atleti with possession around your box, you're not.
Read
you're
the
not having it.
game. He touches it away from the goal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know it's João Felix. He's all left-footed. He doesn't use his right foot. Like, Virgil is standing on, like, that side of him, so he can't turn back onto his left. So, like, there's no need to, like, worry.
Okay.
This is how a professional watches a
Watches
game.
football rather than us mugs.
Sometimes I'm watching through the game. No, right, let's go and get some more questions
Yeah,
from the
question
comments.
first, Mr. Sam. Yeah, they've
not
said,
bad, is it?
can Chelsea turn it around against Bayern?
Go on, Sal.
Yeah, why not, man?
Here we
It's
go. Here we go. Oh, my days. Dave, break down that attack on this side of the studio, not this, Dave.
He just, Salah out in the far right wing, picks the ball up, goes on a mazy little run, cuts inside the left back, pulls it to the edge of the box. Sadio Mane is coming onto it, and do you know what?
Should he do better?
Yeah, he doesn't catch it clean. He kind of scruffs the ground first, straight down the middle, All Black, who does make a bit of a meal of it,
Yeah,
pops
he
it
does.
out. If Firmino had been on his, on his toes,
big if. Big if. You know.
could have maybe had a tap in, but hey, much better though. It started from a long ball from Virgil out to the the far right wing. So,
Are you quite happy with how they've started? Because obviously the game against Barca last year, they were on it from the first whistle, weren't they? They were throwing them down.
But
They're
the
the
but
focus
you
go-to.
know what? They were there. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
forget Wijnaldum had the header, like. That was the break where Henderson makes it through and he probably should score, scruffs it, it falls
And it goes
back
to
in.
thing, yeah.
If comes back in. But like, it's
Because
kind of
there
like,
is something special about Liverpool Anfield in Europe. There is something, So I don't think they've started. Probably as Liverpool, I'm not a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
But as well as I would want them to, I feel it's a little bit laboured. I don't know if they're a bit tired or what. Like, they played a lot of games this season.
they have.
Tough team to break down, but they in the first game they only had 2 shots on target in the whole game, which I think was a Salah header and a Henderson chance.
Yeah.
In this they've already had 3, and we're 34 minutes in, so
And they've had a couple of
more chances. They've had
Yeah.
7 shots in total. With Atleti, I think they've only had 2. So kind of with Dave.
Yeah.
If you're a Liverpool fan, calm down. It might be coming.
And also, they've had a few hairy moments, but Atletico Madrid have not had a shot on target yet in reply and only generated 2 themselves. So it is mostly Liverpool at the moment. We would like to see a bit more energy, and Firmino is a complete passenger at the moment. There we have it.
Dortmund have a free kick on the edge. Sancho just got taken out, and he looks like he's going to take it.
Have they responded well to going behind, Sam?
Do you know what?
They've had a few
Chance.
breaks.
Guarantee you. Emre Can will take this free kick.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
Emre Can.
Oh, chance! Say that is.
Who's that? Oh, it's Firmino.
Firmino misses the
Hey, it's all coming on to
Jackson, you were watching that pretty intently. Wow.
Yeah, it was a fantastic ball whipped in from the right.
Oh, that's a good effort.
And Firmino managed to get his effort away. I'd have to say again whether or not it's a miss or it was just a very good save.
Yeah, okay.
You can get that
Yeah,
trap
a very, very big chance in Liverpool.
That was Sancho.
It's a ball in.
There, you had me off my seat there because he's got to score that.
We
Yeah, he
can
has to
confirm that Sancho took the free kick, not Emre Can. It went straight to the goalkeeper. And should Firmino be doing better there, Dave?
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, I think. Look, the ball gets whipped in. He's 3-4 yards out. Like Black makes himself big, but I still think a player of his quality should be able to touch it outside of him. It's one of those. Is it a bad miss or is it a good save?
Yeah.
Good save.
Okay.
That suspense was mad, you know. You got it. I looked over like, right.
It's still very much Team Firmino in this corner. Sam, have Dortmund responded well to going down?
Brilliant off, mate. The Liverpool game.
They've responded quite well, to be fair.
Handbags.
They've literally been in PSG's half for the last 5 minutes. But the only thing is they do look vulnerable on the break.
Okay.
And PSG are kind of sniffing for that. You can kind of tell that they're just chilling.
That's a bad call.
Well, it would be ironic if they were hit on a break, because of course that is how Dortmund have caused a lot of damage this season with that pace up front. Haaland, I'm pretty sure, broke the sound barrier the other week when he scored.
Oh, is he down?
Go on.
And
those there.
He didn't even get the ball. Thank you. Give him a yellow.
Maybe a yellow at least.
Jackson, you
Sancho's in. Ooh.
You said there were some handbags earlier in the Liverpool Atletico game, and it's looking quite feisty now. What's happening?
I feel like it's all going
is
to
rising.
Atletico's game plan. They want to get Liverpool off, they want to get Liverpool off their game. They want to ruffle a few feathers. This is all Simeone's plan.
You think
if they
playing
can
into his hands?
Yeah, if they can get a Liverpool player sent off or want to book in, they're going to be less likely to make that challenge that they need to make. So this is all part of Atletico's game plan. Really.
Yeah, and that was pretty tasty from your mate
If he
Jordan
has,
Henderson.
survived
there,
not
Dave.
getting a yellow there,
Do you know
then
what?
he's done very well.
He's always at that fire.
He's not booked in. Yeah. It's just one of those that, right? As he's sprinting across to cut him off, he's expecting the player to touch it, to then tackle, where the player's not touched it. It's not like he's nutmegged himself by his tackle.
Oh, what a pass!
He's not to the side of him now.
Good. And then
Go on.
Salah.
Here we go. Go on, Salah.
No fouls. Good challenge. Good challenge.
Salah has won a corner from Savic in a very promising
that question,
position.
Montenegro, isn't he?
Yeah, the question was to Sam. You're saying, can Chelsea turn around against Bayern? No, they can't.
Of course they can, man. Come on, it's the Champions League.
Yeah, big
The
time.
Champions League.
You're
The Allianz
absolutely
Arena is
deluded.
our arena.
Yeah.
The Allianz Arena is our arena.
Yeah, tell them how
Zach
to get it
Jalab's
around.
buying me lunch if you don't.
Yeah, that's calm. I'll
And
even
I'm
chip
getting a
in.
tattoo
I'll
if you
even-
do.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get my name on you if that happens.
Ober and Zach.
But realistically, we actually can.
Deluded.
Billy
Who else
Gilmore.
who else thinks Sam is deluded? Let us know in the comments below if there's any extremely ambitious Chelsea fans out there that back him. Let us know. But Liverpool, the bombardment of the Athletic box continues.
It's a little bit better. Yeah.
It's like pinball in there. Oblak just about getting that clear.
It's just not as clean as it
Yeah, it's very,
it's not
very
quite falling in the
scrappy.
right place. And in every cross in there, there's a lot of Atleti players, and it's just not quite falling for them, except for that Firmino chance. Which
Scrappy in the right areas for Liverpool, though. They are far more advanced than they were in the away
for
leg.
sure, it feels like it will come eventually if they keep on playing like this, keep this amount of pressure in. Feels like only a matter of time, but they do need to be more clinical.
And I feel like you could say about any other side in world football with a certain degree of confidence, they will break at some point. But Atletico Madrid have done this before and not broke. So if another chance presents itself like that one to Firmino, you feel like they have to take it, Dave.
Yeah, because like you said there, Atletico are the kings of this. They're actually I've started
defending, man.
I've just started my coaching, my coaching licenses in Ireland and whatever, and you have to analyse games, whatever, and I find them fascinating to watch how each player knows exactly what they're doing. Their distances and their gaps between them are incredible. They never get too far pulled apart and all this. It's really good to watch.
Yeah.
Who of all the managers you work for is the best tactician in your mind? Borussia?
With Borussia, I played with Borussia for the longest. We probably played 4 or 5 different formations. So that way, like, all of them brought different strengths and obviously had their own weaknesses. Oh, Firmino there, it's incredible to watch him there. Sorry there, yeah.
Lovely 10-yard pass there.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Look, there we go. Look,
What's he doing?
Yeah, so the commentator
just a
there.
touch too short. Don't get involved.
You almost...
Oh, Dave has got a question. He's been
Well, it's not
begging
quite a question.
to ask this for about 5 minutes.
3,213 people on the stream. So if you haven't already subscribed to Football Daily and Soccer, make sure you
Come on!
turn that notification bell on.
Hit it.
If you turn it on, there'll be a goal.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
That's how it works.
By the
Yeah.
end of the game.
No, right. It's the moment you hit that bell, there will be a goal going.
And if not, then
Dougie will
at least get your question asked.
Then Dougie will get a tattoo of your name on his arm.
Okay, fantastic.
In Arabic.
Right. Sure.
Smashed it. Talking of smashing,
Yeah, go on.
You know, Dortmund not smashing their way through this PSG defence, are they?
Oh, here we go.
You know what it is? PSG. I feel like if Dortmund are going to score, it's going to be from a PSG mistake. Because they keep on.
They're that much in control, right?
They just look defensively better, but at the same time, they keep on making silly mistakes that lets Dortmund in a little bit, but they just don't seem to have the answers. And PSG are on the break right now.
Edison
Great
Cavani
touch from
nearly creeping in there.
I feel like Dortmund, you know, they're obviously so worried about PSG getting that first goal.
Yeah.
Because they've obviously got that away goal from the first leg. And they seem quite negative for the first, 20 minutes or so. And now, because Neymar scored that goal, their plan's a bit out the window. They've now got
had to switch
sort of
it up.
70 minutes. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a long way to go. They could get a goal on the break, but I feel like a bit more positivity, a slightly higher line might pay off for them.
Yeah, I keep seeing Di Maria kind of drop and take control when they've got possession. It's now Neymar. I suppose they're all capable of that interchange. That we're kind of we're heaping praise on Firmino's ability to drop, but we've got 2 or 3 players right here that are doing it just as adeptly. At the Parc de France, look how high that Liverpool back line is, David Mayle. It's going to happen. Come on, just before half time. Are you feeling
Do you know what? It would be the perfect time to score.
Yeah.
Because the game plan then is same again. Keep going, keep knocking on the door.
For sure.
Lovely cross! Yes! We have a
I just want to say, who did I say would score first?
Genie, you're a genius, mate. You smashed it. I always believed in you.
Well, we've got a Genie on the studio, and Genie Wijnaldum has scored at Anfield. We have our first Liverpool goal. Everyone asks why we celebrate on the stream when we're not Liverpool or United or Chelsea fans. It's because it means more people are going to tune in, and we want you all to subscribe. We want you all to get your
Hit the
questions.
bell. Turn the bell on. Turn the bell on,
Ding,
mate.
ding, ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
Super Dave Myler's a genius.
Oh,
Team
come on.
Sunderland, baby.
And he's managed to wrangle Sunderland into that celebration somehow. Class work from Doogie. Now, let's break down that goal.
Header.
Was it all about the cross?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
See, Wijnaldum
Good header,
just
that
hangs out. As I believe it's Trent Alexander-Arnold plays the ball into the corner for the Ox to run onto. He runs,
Yeah, he's good.
pulls it, but as he's crossing it, the Atletico Madrid back 4 drops off, and Wijnaldum kind of stands still around the penalty spot, and it just lands straight in his head, and he just bangs a header in. It's an incredible header. Heads it down, bounces up, Oblak, no
Just out of
chance.
reach.
This is an awkward position to be in, though. Because if Atletico just get one, they can do the exact same thing.
negative spin on
No, I don't want Liverpool to win, to be honest. I'm just going to be
Yeah,
honest.
because you're going to get pumped.
Celebrating the goal. Wijnaldum, is he underrated at finding space in the box? Because it always seems to be him.
Do you know what? He
He's good.
always seems to score with his head. He's just a great knack of scoring with his head all the time.
Well done.
Brilliant player.
Big game player. Big game player.
£25 million.
Do you remember when we did that video with him? And it was not the brand that we're representing now. So I'm going to wrap that conversation
I've
right
actually put a link
up.
to that video in the description right now, so you can go and watch
Oh,
it.
lovely, David. And talking of lovely, 12 attempts to 2 on the screen.
Stats.
Yes, they are graphics.
Oh, I
Welcome.
love that, Chore Dog.
Welcome
Four
to
on
most
target.
elite
Chore Dog's
stream
at the wheel.
on YouTube. Okay, we've really stepped up for you guys tonight, and the
The
games.
Liverpool
are
fans are going mental in the
the
comments.
games are stepping up.
They're going,
Right.
yes.
What they saying?
They're going, get in the boys.
boys.
They're going, good, not over yet. So must be a Atletico fan. Someone's going, goal. Someone's saying, who scored?
my days.
Van Wild. What is it?
Van Wilder.
Party liaison.
What just happened?
Gigi
Wijnaldum.
scored. Van Houden.
Genie.
Yeah, Gigi.
Gigi Van Wilder, apparently.
you
a
know.
regen from Pez.
No, yes. Yeah,
that's
but there is a lot
okay.
of love in the comments for Liverpool.
Lovely
so
job,
keep
mate.
it coming in.
We like that. The energy's...
Hey, the red men know.
Play out wide. Thank you.
Here we go.
Get another goal. Oh my God!
We have another goal. Like David Taylor said, this is a great time to score.
Let's get it.
And was that Sarabia?
Let's go. I think so.
Are we seeing balance in this PSG side with that? But no, I'm just trying to create
they're
comments
playing
there.
so well on the break. Honestly, Di Maria and Neymar just getting him them holes, and no one can literally do anything. Look at Neymar. He just picks it up. He plays it to Di Maria. He plays it out wide, and he puts a beautiful ball in the middle. I think it's an own goal. I think it's an own goal.
Does Bernat get a touch here? There.
Yeah, that's a lovely touch.
I think that's Juan Bernat with the cheeky one here.
What is... It's Sarabia to
think it's
Bernat.
yeah.
Bernat, of course, the fullback, who is the most advanced player at the Parc des Princes. They've gambled. They've gambled. It's half-time at Liverpool. We're still breaking down the goal at the Parc des Princes. Who needs Verratti? Who needs Mbappe? They're 2-0 up. 2 goals to the good with
I've just seen an absolute great comment.
slightly weakened side. Go on.
There's a comment from Zachary Grimes. He's saying there's absolute limbs in the crowd at the PSG.
Oh, those home fans, bless them. They would,
They would love to be there.
They
love to be there,
fireworks
wouldn't they?
outside the stadium, though.
Okay,
Two
great.
cracking games, though.
Two absolutely great games. PSG and Dortmund just winding down. We're, of course, at the halfway point. Liverpool, Atletico. And, yeah, I'm just catching my breath, fellas. Let's get some comments to keep us just ticking over, just compose ourselves. Woo!
Do you want some comments?
I'd love some comments.
Well, let me entertain.
The goal was given to Juan Bernat, we can confirm.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, lovely.
Good goal.
It came up on the screen 2 minutes ago.
Well, I was too busy
stats as
talking
well.
to myself, David.
There's a question from Frenzy46. They say, David, did you enjoy your time at Coventry?
I did, yeah. I was unlucky, though, because when I signed for Coventry, I actually had a hamstring problem. And then I played the first game, I played against Rochdale, but I wasn't right.
Okay.
Because the captain now, Liam Kelly, was injured. And then the lad I came in for, Michael Doyle, had left. So it was kind of like, Mark Robbins at the time was like, I need you to play. We're short men. So I played, and then I ended up making it a little bit worse. And then the team went on this mad winning thing, which I was happy with, don't get me wrong, because when you're not playing, it's frustrating. But when the team are winning, you're kind of like...
Got to take it.
Yeah, exactly. You're buzzing for the lads. You're part of a group that are being successful. And then I kind of got into the team, and then obviously I'd done my shoulder at grade 5 of my AC joint, which was like, I was like surgery, out for 4 months.
Yeah.
And then I retired.
And that was a year.
So, but no, I loved it, and do you know what? I genuinely would love. I know they had this, like, obviously Dougie's Sunderland fan. I know I didn't realise that before I came to Coventry, Sunderland Coventry had this little thing going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know there was something happened. I didn't know anything about it.
We forgive you, man. Don't worry. It's all good.
But I would genuinely love to see the two of them get promoted, especially for Sunderland because of the club, the people that are still there that I know, great people. I don't know a host of the players because it's kind of chopped and changed. But then Coventry, the manager's still there. Like, I'm going to say 95% of the players are there that I played with. Great lads. I would love to see the two of them get promoted. I know Coventry are top.
Those fans have been through a lot as well at Coventry.
Yeah,
Especially,
you remember the FA Cup where they played Birmingham at home and then a replay and was away and they were like basically just in the wrong change rooms, the whole shambles.
Gentlemen, we've got, time for a little break because Raheem Sterling is going to take over. It's a bit of a deviation from the Champions League. Well, maybe not too much because, of course, Man City take on Madrid very soon. But, yeah, we can hear from the big man, the England winger, right now. 5 minutes.
Raheem, 7 major trophies, all the individual accolades that you've got along the way. When you look back on all that time that you've spent here at Manchester City, how do you reflect on that?
It's been a quick 5 years. It's gone by so fast. But yeah, it's been a great learning process for me and a great next step for me in my career. So far so good.
What is it that you want to achieve next?
Champions League is definitely one, and definitely something with my country. Yeah, I just think that's the ultimate. I don't think nothing could beat that, to be honest with you. So bringing something home for England, for sure.
What's your relationship with Pep like? Because since you've joined and since you've both been together, no one's played more than you under him.
He's had great faith in me since he's been here. Not just me, but with everybody. He's helped us, massively as a team. to kind of develop a winning mentality.
Phil Foden, he calls you a role model. Is it weird now that you are that role model because you were around that same age when you came here?
Sometimes I look at Phil and think like, oh, I wasn't too long ago. I was the same age as you, just breaking through. He's a confident lad, and every time he goes on the pitch, he plays above his age. He plays as if he's been playing in the Premier League for 10 years.
What do you think he means when he says that you are a role model?
He's probably heard of me in the past and then probably training with me now and kind of seeing how I am. And I think probably his perspective of me is probably a lot different.
Perception's interesting, isn't it? Is that something in football that these young players, when they're coming through, you encourage them to discount?
Yeah, it's not just in football, it's everywhere. If you're on social media and Instagram, you look at someone's Instagram page and you think you know them and you can have a perception of them straight away. So it's the exact same in football. And, you just try to help them to give themselves a chance, really. So you just try to encourage them in and around the training ground how to act and, be, calm.
Show them that where you're from is as important as where you end up.
Raheem Sterling has called for players and fans to unite against discrimination and abuse that's overshadowing football, demanding action.
And show them, whatever our rivalries, whatever our differences, we stand shoulder to shoulder against all forms of prejudice. So it's got no place to grow. Because when we show our best side, we don't just play the game, we change it.
That particular advert, are these all messages that are personal to you because of all the experiences that you've been through, not just in football but outside it?
I don't like to talk about myself a lot like that, but like when they see me, they can see that they have a pathway too, and it's kind of to give them a hope and a belief in themselves, and no matter what society or the circumstances that you're in at the moment, there's always a pathway.
Next up is Manchester United. Is there more motivation in that game than just 3 points in the league?
It's going to be difficult for sure. We know going to Old Trafford's not easy. It's always difficult going there, and in the past, winning there, it's a great feeling. So we've got to be fully focused, and we know what sort of game we're going to be up against. It's going to be slick, counter-attacking football.
The league at the moment, Bernardo came out and said that we threw the towel in too soon. We let it go too easily. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't say we let it go too easily. I remember our first season, we scored a lot of late goals, and it kind of built like a
momentum.
Yeah, momentum throughout the season. And this season, as again, we've had little decisions that go against you, and they've been consistent. And I think we've been slacking, and we haven't kept to our standards that we know we can keep to. And from now to the end of the season, we just need to try and win every single game, and whatever happens, happens.
What does it feel like when you hear pundits say things like, this Liverpool side can go on and dominate for years to come? Yeah,
we won the league twice in a row. They're winning, they're leading at this moment in time, but I'm pretty sure, come the end of the season, our boys go away and come back again. We'll be very hurt, if they do pick up the league. Very hurt, and we'll be up and running for next season for sure.
So we should expect a reaction.
Massive one, yeah.
Raheem, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. So Raheem Sterling saying he'll be back next season. And no doubt we will see a reaction in the transfer market, Doogie, even if that ban is upheld. But how much will it curtail their summer recruitment? Different kettle of fish shopping for players when they're not going to get Champions League minutes, right?
Well, I think luckily they're in quite a good position with lots of their squad's contracts. I think it's only David Silva and Claudio Bravo and Scott Carson who are out of contract this summer, and they obviously knew that David Silva was leaving anyway. The one player that I think might, if it is upheld, potentially leave, rather than KDB, is probably Aguero, just because he's never won the Champions League. He's now 31, 32, I believe. So this is maybe his last chance to move. But at the same time, having been there for so long, having made so many fantastic memories at City, maybe he'll just play out the final few years of his playing career there. And who could begrudge him, because he's been such a City legend.
Yeah. I mean, this has been pretty unprecedented, Dave. But when something outside of the player's control happens, how much does it disrupt things behind the scenes, or do players very much just want to go about, your average player, go about their day?
I think they'll go, like, it depends what actually happens with the ban. I think if they get 2 years, it will be a problem. A year, you could probably get over. The players then, like, you know, City last year obviously won the domestic treble. They'll probably go and win that again because that will be their sole focus. But 2 years, like Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero, even Bernardo Silva came out. You know, those kind of players will be thinking, I want to be playing the Champions League. So that could be a problem. But I believe Sheikh Mansour said, like, he's got a lot of money, I'll use it to fight them in court. So,
yeah. Rumour has it they came tooled up to the nines, didn't they, with lawyers in Switzerland. Let's see how that goes, because I'm sure it is far from over. But let's bring it back to this game. Do we have any leading questions? Do you want me to buy you some time while you find one?
I've got a good comment.
Go on.
Joe Spencer at LFC and says, Jurgen has rubbed his lamp and a genie's popped out.
Hey!
So, you can have that
Love
one.
it, mate.
Genuine laugh there from Mela. So, you know,
there's just a lot of love for Liverpool in the comments, to be honest.
they travel. And they appear everywhere.
Okay. Fair enough. And it's still finally poised at the Parc des Princes, isn't it, Sam? Because Dortmund only need a goal to take this extra time.
Yeah, but the only thing is they kind of look like they're panicking. Like, going forward, a lot of the players are being kind of selfish, shooting from weird angles. Sancho had a good opportunity to pass it to set it back to Haaland, and he didn't. He just shot, went straight to Navas. Thorgan Hazard did the same thing from the other side. They've got into good positions, but they've been very wasteful. And PSG have been just clinical. And if they come out, if Mbappe comes on, if Icardi comes on, then we can just see it getting worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, both benches have options, don't they? We've got, of course, the prodigious young Giovanni Reina, who came on to great effect in the first game on the bench. Julian Brandt, I mean, maybe not so much Akanji, very capable defender, but Goetze as well. But like you said, that PSG bench, I mean, if you're stretching, if a team's chasing a game and they're stretched, imagine bringing on Mauro Icardi. What an option to have on the bench. Is this pretty much Liverpool's? Do you think it's going to be Liverpool's game plan for the rest of for the second 45, just to go about it in the same fashion, or do you think Klopp changes anything at half-time, Dave?
No, he certainly won't change anything half-time. You'll probably look to about 65, 68 minutes where he'll make his first sub. But they'll just look like, even though Liverpool are winning, the game is still tied. You know, they need to go and they need to get a second, and they probably need a third, because Atletico eventually will have a period in the game where they will have a few attacks. So if Atletico score, it's the away goal, it's that downfall. So Liverpool do need to go and get the second, and then obviously try and push on and get the third. But no changes. Keep it as it is. Give the ball to Bobby.
And it continues. I love it.
If Bobby scores, I have to celebrate still.
Well, let's see how that pans out, and let's see some of our updated scorecasts as well before we crack on. So both teams to score in the second half was 5-2, now 3-1. Dave having a massive bite out of his caramel bar there. Salah to score the second goal was 9-2, now 11-2. And Diego Costa to score. The guys upstairs are persisting with Diego Costa. 13-2 is now 15-2. Odds accurate at the time of recording and subject to change. You have to be 18 plus to play along, of course. Check out the website for more details. Right,
Mbappe's warming up.
He's itching.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer to that second half, which means you've only got so long to get in a question before half time.
Question for you.
OK. Go
Felix Loveday. Great name.
Yeah. Brilliant. Sounds like a Bond villain.
Chris, do you think Ilic is the best player in Serie A?
Do you know, when we were walking into the studio, I just heard Ilicic. Yeah, he nearly got there.
Where's it?
Got there. Ilicic.
Yeah, he'll do.
I just heard Dave go to me. He went, "You've been banging on about Ilicic on Twitter." Totally, with so much disdain in his voice.
Yeah, you have.
Because this year belongs to him. It belongs to Bergamo. I mean, obviously not great, all things considered right now, but on the pitch, it's been wonderful. Their first Champions League campaign, convincingly through to the quarterfinals, killing it on the pitch. Still, I think they're averaging 3 goals a game of late, and he's been at the heart of everything that's been good about that side, creating chances, dribbling past people like they're not there at 32 years old, and he now has 25 goal involvements in 25 Champions League and league appearances.
Unbelievable.
They used to call him the grandma, Dave,
Yeah.
because he had so many injuries. And as I've said for the third time today, I'm going to recycle my own material. He's now the grandmaster, Dave.
The grandmaster.
Hey. It gets better and better.
I've got a whole fan in the comments.
Yeah.
His name's George Hoy. He said, David, what was your favourite moment at Hull? For me, it was when you scored against Sunderland in the Cup.
Oh, he said that to cause a rift on the sofa.
Look at me.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, it was only six years ago last weekend. Oh no, I do. Of course, I remember it. It was the FA Cup quarter final to get us to the final or semi-final. Sorry, to get to Wembley. The question he asked, well, probably the FA Cup semi-final.
Semi-final, yeah.
Yeah, we just the way it kind of worked out. We'd kind of gone in as like hot favourites against Sheffield United, who were League One at the time. We were flying in the Premier League. Then we found ourselves 2-1 down. It was kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? And then we came back, got back to 4-2 up. Then they scored 4-3, and we're thinking, oh God. Yeah. And then big Disco Dave popped up. Stuck in his you know what I mean? Sent us to Wembley.
do you think in the final, if you would have kept it 2-0 at half time, that would have
I do not have to talk about it, yeah. 34 minutes.
There's so much history on this.
34th minute, Alex Bruce comes through the back of Santi Cazorla, puts the ball down. Alan McGregor takes a step to his right.
Were you thinking,
wasn't it?
Can't get back across.
Well, let's make sure we never get Alex Bruce and David Mader on the same show.
No, Brucey. No, it's not Brucey's fault. It's just like those small margins.
Yeah.
Like we were 2-0 up, everything was going well for us. Like ball was played in, and Brucey was eager to go and win it. Put in a heavy tackle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just gave away a foul.
Santi slicking that.
I was going to say, how good was Santi? Because they're drawing the foul as well.
Yeah, but it's like, do you know what? He's gone with the best intentions of winning the ball for the team, and it's just unfortunate. Then, like, I could probably have a bigger moan at McGregor for taking the step, but then he was phenomenal for us for like all different games or whatever. Like, so.
Wow.
I mean, it's small margins in a game.
Talking of phenomenal as well, I've got some stats here on Neymar. He now has 35 goals in 57 Champions League appearances, the highest scoring Brazilian in the competition. Who is second? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to give you guys one guess
Ronaldo.
each as well. No,
that was too obvious.
So disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
That's his told.
You just got above Alex Bruce.
Is it? Can I have one more guess?
Go on.
Is it Kaká?
OK, you've had two guesses and you've ruined it because you've already got it. So there we have it. And his record in all competitions since the start of December, because he's been in and outside, he's struggled for fitness, we know that. He was left out recently with that rib injury, Neymar. 15 appearances since the start of December, 14 goals, 10 assists.
Come on, don't doubt Neymar, fam. He's genuinely...
Who doubts him, though, really?
No,
people underrate him. Do you think he's on the same level as Mane?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like Neymar's in the same category as Messi and Ronaldo, and Mane is in that bracket under.
No, Neymar's in the bracket under. Messi and Ronaldo stand alone.
Nah. See, that's why I feel like that's where I feel he gets the disrespect, because he's in the French league doing what he's doing. If we look at his numbers, and even when before he was at PSG, he was still a bad boy. Do you get what I'm saying?
You're not saying he enters the realms of Ronaldo and Messi, are you?
Yeah. He does.
He's not on that level.
He is on that level.
He flirted with being on that level for a little while.
For Barcelona
he has the potential to be on that level, but he needs to sort everything else that's going on.
He might be on Ronaldo. When he plays, you cannot tell me that he's not on that level.
For sure. Hold on, are we talking? Let me just establish. Are we talking said player at their peak, Ronaldo and Messi? Because right now, I'd have Neymar on my side over Ronaldo, of course.
But look,
do you know what though, right? And I'm a big
chance for Liverpool.
Hold on, bear with us, and it's Salah straight.
That's why they hate him.
It was so wide.
That's why they hate him.
Oh, that is Salah straight at Oblak. It's got to be pretty special to beat a man like Jan Oblak from that angle.
It's a beautiful ball from Genie, though.
And it wasn't.
He's trying to bend it. He's just not. He's not open his foot up wide enough.
Try and cut in there, and
I think. Do you know what? Just straight as hard as you can.
Hammer
at his feet, like.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Head over.
Especially on the surface that they're playing on now.
Do you know what, though? You know you're saying there about, like, Neymar now or Ronaldo. Ronaldo still, man. Like, I'm a Messi fan. I still admire Ronaldo, and I still think he's incredible. But, like, he can pop up with big goals and big games. Do you know what I mean? You just think, like, you look at those games, I know at Madrid, like he just does nothing, and then boom,
There's
one,
actually been,
boom, two, boom, three.
He's not been as influential this season, but he was very good against Inter Milan. It's got to be said. Had some very good moments. Did everything but score in that game. A lot of penalties, Dave. I would say.
Penaldo.
Yeah, a lot of penalties this season, but Ciro Immobile I think has 9 or 10 as well, so we can't perhaps hold it against him.
But we also are at the stage now where these two have done it for the best part of 10
years.
Yeah,
he's 34, isn't he? 30, going on 35.
They're on the way down, and it's sad to see, but it happens, and like Ronaldo the other day, he did 1,000 games as a footballer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
That is
amazing.
crazy.
To be at that level for so long.
Okay,
and I would say, like, Ronaldo's impact, he probably hasn't played as well as... I agree with you, Hamill. Maybe not as well as Neymar this season, but I actually don't think Juve have been particularly impressive this year. And the impact Ronaldo has had with his goals in I think quite a weak attacking Juve side. Like, I don't think Sarri's got it right at all over there.
It's alarming how they've become dependent on his goals, right?
Sorry, give him a call. Maurizio, I don't think what you're doing is working.
Massive cultural change for them, though, isn't it? I can confirm Ronaldo's just turned 35, and to be doing it at 35 in...
Go on, mate.
In Serie A, absolutely incredible. And but there we have it. I've used it.
Some love for you in the comments.
Oh, lovely. Thank
Sean
you.
said Chris Samuel was like French cheese, absolutely saucy.
Oh. Appreciate that. Loving the
Appreciate that. Thank you. That's one of my mum's seven.
What a save.
What
a save. No, he's got to shoot it, but what a save.
Can you break down that situation for us, Dave?
Offside.
What's happened? Oh, it's offside. So do we need to break it down? Let's break it down anyway, Mr. Mailer.
No, Trent Alexander-Arnold picks the ball up in the usual position. Trent Alexander-Arnold's just outside the box, rolls it back to him, takes a touch, stands it up at the back post. Mane comes across, volleys with his left foot. It just... There could be a case that I know somebody did say, could you pull it back? But when you've got players like them, they ain't pulling it back when there's a chance of... But it turned out he was offside, so...
Yeah, correct call on that as well. He was definitely offside.
I think Liverpool started the second half very, very
Captain VAR.
I was just about to say a noticeable upturn in the pace of Liverpool's play here in the second half. Let's hope they can maintain it, take advantage even, and get that second goal.
João Felix needs to do something in the next 5 minutes, or Simeone has to take him off.
Even though, right, I just asked this, right? Is it like, look at the way this game has been played. That's Joe Gomez at the corner of the screen. So Joe Gomez is 15 to 20 yards from the Atletico Madrid box. So it's very hard for João Felix Costa to get into the game because Atletico have not been able to keep the ball, dominate possession, even like string a few passes together. It must be like frustrating for him. Oh, Jordan, that's an awful pass.
Yeah.
Now's the kind of time. Look, but you see, look again.
There's just nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So it's like, yes, you can change it, but is it really going to change the way that they're going forward? It's not like with Liverpool. They've had like 67% possession. They're attacking well. You could talk about maybe bring Origi on to try and grab a goal. Do you get me? Because he can impact the game. But even if they bring Morata on or whatever, it's not going to change.
Like Dougie highlighted earlier, he's not been the only one to struggle in this Atletico attack. And when you look at...
What chance?
What a ball there from Salah. And Oxlade-Chamberlain should be testing the goalkeeper from there. Quite an acute angle.
He falls a bit wide.
What a pass.
He's worked his way into the box nicely as well.
And that's chipped that kind of, isn't it?
This is what Ox provides, right? You were talking about that attacking threat. How pleasing is it to see him back in the side playing on the big occasion?
It's incredible because I suffered a similar injury to what he did. And it's like, when he came back, Liverpool fans were like, brilliant, the Ox is back, this is great, he'll be like a new signing. But the thing you need to remember is, like, it's going to take him time to get up to the speed
level,
that he was at. And I think fans were just so happy to see him back. But then, like, he got his time, and now we're starting, as Liverpool fans, we're starting to see, like, the best of the Ox again.
Yeah, I saw quite an interesting interview with Klopp about a month after he came back, and he grabbed a few goals, and everyone was like, "This is so exciting." But Klopp actually said we need to slow down. Like, his general play is not as good as it normally is with Ox. And apparently, I'm not sure whether this is true. Dave's probably got more information on this. It takes often as long as you've been out with a knee injury to be back at your best, particularly for something in such a dynamic area of the play as midfield as well. So
and a Klopp system as well.
And a Klopp
returning
system,
to a system this physically demanding must be really,
ultra
really
physical,
tough.
exactly.
It's not like you're playing in Serie A when you can be 35 and still, second top goal scorer.
They just defend him with their lives.
Go on, tell me how it's going over the Parc des Princes.
Oh, sorry, I was watching the Liverpool game at the Parc des Princes.
I thought you were really committed to this game here. Okay, I'm going to come back to you in 5 minutes. You better have a highly detailed breakdown of this game, Sam. Jan
all Liverpool at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jan's getting frustrated with his defenders there as well.
What are the comments like? Are they kicking off it? We've seen a tide of enthusiasm for Liverpool.
There's a lot of Liverpool fans in there. There's a West Ham fan. I don't know where he's kicking off from.
Get out, mate.
It's an active burner account.
There's a lot of love for Ox as well. So just. There's a question here. Gaiman Stevenson Nathan has said, who do you think will be in the Champions League final? Which two teams do you think are going to get there?
Let's start with this end of the sofa, Duke.
I think the outstanding team in the competition at the moment is probably Bayern Munich.
Really?
Yeah, unbeaten. Absolutely thrashed Chelsea, took them to the cleaners. They've got all their...
See, I don't like that.
They've got Süle and
that
Hernandez
bad.
coming back. They've got a plethora of options all across the pitch. Lewandowski's injury is the big issue, so he's still out for another 2 or 3 weeks. If he comes back fit and firing for the quarterfinals, then I can't look past Bayern. As for who'll join them, I think it's anyone's game. I don't think anyone would want to play Liverpool over 2 legs. Yeah. But if it goes to a behind closed doors situation, that also might have a massive impact on Liverpool because that Anfield factor.
Very good point.
They're lucky
Thank you, Dave.
This game.
So I'm going to go with Bayern, and I'll put it out there, Liverpool, but they've got to get through this first.
OK, then, Dave, who are you going for?
I originally said at the start.
My days. I'm so sorry. Di Maria almost scored from 35 yards from a free kick, and it was mad. He actually had... Look at that bend, man.
It's not even on target.
No, but you don't like it, though.
Walnut whip on that. Yeah,
wow.
Slightly off target. Right, let's go back to Dave's Champions League finalists.
I originally said I felt the Spanish team would win it, which, not Atletico, but I feel Barca Real. I don't know why. So I'm going to say.
You've seen how they're playing recently.
Yes, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say.
Diego Costa's out.
Liverpool and Madrid or Barca.
Liverpool versus
Madrid or Barca.
Liverpool versus one half of the El Clasico. What about you, Jackson?
Liverpool versus Man City. Great final that would be.
That'd be tasty.
Liverpool v who?
City.
Imagine.
I think City, that is lit. I think, to be fair, both these teams, all their eggs in that. Liverpool got the League One now. They can afford to rest as many players as they want from now to the tournament.
Especially now they're not going for the unbeaten,
And I think the same with City. They'll easily... to be fair, they don't even need to qualify for next year's competition, do they? Because they can't compete, potentially. So I think both teams will put everything into it. And I think we could see a Liverpool-City final.
Nice. If Liverpool won the league, Man City to win the Champions League.
Wow, what a ball.
What do you think for that?
Sorry?
If Liverpool win the league, Man City to win the Champions League, everyone's a winner.
No.
No, OK, well, shock horror. Dave disagrees. What are you saying, Sam, as your final...
You're probably going Bayern, big man, aren't you?
No, I'm not going Bayern.
If you say Chelsea, I'm honestly not coming to you for the rest of the show.
Genuinely, I won't say Chelsea. Although I do think we've got a chance.
You got to back your own.
Yeah,
I've no problem. If you say Chelsea...
It's an uphill battle.
Yeah, it is. It's tough, but look...
It's a Champions
you got
League,
back your team.
Yeah, exactly. These lot always bring me down when I say we're going to do...
You delusional.
The energy. No, genuinely, I think the final... Well, what I want the final to be is going to City versus PSG.
OK. City, and I'd imagine you want PSG to win that, right?
For your boys?
Yeah. See, for my guys, I want PSG there still.
And what, Jadon on the bench for PSG?
Just to clarify to everyone back home, Diego Costa off the pitch and Llorente on. So not really a like
as well.
Not really a like-for-like substitution.
Strange that.
And we're going to have to stop with the scorecasts on Diego Costa. Shock, horror.
You imagine that Simeone's then going to play Correa and Felix in a 2 up front, and then maybe change the composition of his midfield slightly to try and get one of Saul and Koke a bit further forward. But quite a bizarre move. I would have probably put on Morata rather than Llorente.
Nice, I like it. Let's see how it pans out. And let's see our next price boost as well, Doogie.
Woo!
Van Dijk to score. Was 22 to 1, now 25 to 1. Odds accurate at the time of
bargain.
Have to be 18 plus to play along. And they are subject to change, of course. Check out the website for more details. I can't see anyone outside the front three getting the next goal. Dave, what are you saying?
You're calling me here, aren't you? Calling me here after getting my album.
Come on, Mystic.
The Ox.
The Ox again, OK. Dave is going for the Ox. He's got Mystic ball. I have Mystic. Just ball. And do you agree? Let us know in the comments below. Liverpool, though, have been relentless this half, haven't they?
But Atletico they're just sitting. Like, I know they love defending, but come on, to win a game, you've got to score. And they've literally scored now. So, like, do a bit more, like, take more risks. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they've not got a game plan. They didn't have a game plan for Liverpool scoring first.
OK. That's a comment for you, Dan, mate.
Do you know what? You can't say that.
Wow.
They surely have considered it. Do you know what I mean?
Diego Simeone, the best paid manager in the world, probably has considered it. I'm also impressed. How do you know anything about this game? Because your eyes have been fixed on...
No, come on, I've got 2 eyes. Cha-cha, quickly.
Okay. Cha-cha. It does feel like the game in Paris is a little bit more subdued than this one, Sam.
Yeah, it's still PSG dominating. Dortmund just don't seem to have any answers, to be fair. So I don't actually see them coming back unless, like I said earlier, PSG make a mistake. Like they just seem to just want to do because they're just playing so dangerous.
They do have the players capable of those individual moments. So we'll keep an eye closely
I'd
on
love
it.
to see the possession stats for that game because every time I look over, I've mainly been watching this. Like, it's PSG just controlling the ball, controlling the territory. Like Haaland is they're really struggling to get him in the game.
He's not been in the game at all.
Oh, God, no! What a save!
Wow, Black is on a madness.
They're very dangerous from set pieces, Liverpool, man.
Yeah.
I think he's tried to pull that back, you know. I don't think he's shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you look at it again, he's kind of like, comes from a wide area from Trent Alexander-Arnold, flies around the back post. But Firmino's coming in, it looks to me like he's trying to actually pull it back across the goal for someone to tap it in. It'd be interesting to see the replay in a second. But it doesn't look like he's shot.
OK, then. So Jan Oblak bailing Atletico Madrid out again. But was it a shot or was it a cross? We'll find out.
Oh, ball. Go on, João Felix.
Right, this is worrying.
Come on,
Felix
come on, brother. Oh, come on.
Adrian!
Oh, come on.
You do not want your substitute goalkeeper doing that. When Atletico finally have their first effort, Adrian just spills it. It's a pretty tame effort to his left, then comes out and collects the rebound. But really worrying for the Liverpool defenders to know that that's what's behind them at the moment.
Very quiet.
It does take a nick, to be fair to him, but...
Very quiet.
Well with a second, didn't he? But like the first, he should be gobbling that up.
No, but it kind of moved though.
It does take a slight nick, but...
No. And he's the second keeper. He's not got the agility.
But that first shot, come on, was fairly basic.
Mystic Dave's gone a bit quiet.
He's gone out quickly. I think that was a highlight moment
on the break.
Dortmund, Sancho!
You see what I mean about the decision making?
Yeah, but you're not even a fan, are you? You don't like Sancho, do you?
I love Sancho, man. That's my guy.
You changed it.
Oh my God.
Emre Can just went for...
He loves it, doesn't he? Emre Can
what a challenge.
Emre Can just setting up for the spectacular there. Wound at the bicycle kick, didn't come off. But Dortmund continue to press, and this is their most challenge period of pressure in the whole second half. They've had it in PSG's final third for about 45 seconds now. Let's see what comes of it. We'll stick with this game.
Cavani just won.
Red! Got to be a yellow. That's got to be a yellow.
He's got to give it
Edison Cavani breaks up the attack. They look like they're going to counter. And is it Hummels that gets the yellow card? It is Mats Hummels, the experienced defender, bringing down his man there. OK, back to Anfield. Liverpool, they've had a hairy moment there, Duga.
Yeah, they have, big time. And I don't mean to hammer Adrian, but I just don't feel like Alisson spills that, even if it does take a nick. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be very nervous watching that. But they're still very much on top. But that was a scary moment.
Have you seen Adrian in the game before that?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yes, but I'm saying...
Oh, sorry, in this game?
Yeah, he's not, he's not had to do anything.
Oh, right, sorry, I thought you meant have I ever... Oh, my days.
No, lad, it's 15 yards away from the goal.
Sorry, I thought you mean have I ever watched Adrian play?
No,
exactly.
It's not as if they're peppering the goal and peppering the goal.
For sure. I think that was probably the first save he's had to make this half.
That's very ambitious.
Was that Joe Feed?
No,
that's a waste of possession.
Yeah, going for a long ranger.
Updated match stats even.
Get some scratch.
Some pork scratchings. Updated pork scratchings on screen right now for your viewing pleasure back home.
I love that.
The game is just... The first half we built up so much, excitement.
Can I ask a
I'm
question?
just
'Cause
struggling to deal
someone
with
keeps
it, quite
asking,
frankly.
right, David, who did you support when you were young? He just keeps asking. It's dim way of saying.
Liverpool.
That's what I assume. So
Like he's got inside information on David Mailer.
No, it's like I've got a photo
breaking
here.
exclusive.
I think I've got a photo on my phone there, but it's not going to be able to show it. I'm like 5 in a Liverpool kit with me mate. A bit like Dougie, spent their whole childhood reading the football encyclopedia. I've got another mate, God bless him, he's a Newcastle
AKA
fan.
a loser.
No, my friend's not a loser.
No. Very good, very good.
Oh, God.
We're like best friends, a little bit like enemies at the same time.
Oh, I knew that Sunderland connection would pay off soon.
Yeah, he left.
Oh, there we have it.
Haaland is fuming. He's not touched the ball. He's just not touching the ball. Oh, Mbappe's
Here he
coming on.
comes.
Woo-woo.
Kylian is entering the fray, guys.
And the
I'm
crowd
back on the edge of my
in
seat.
the Paris Saint-Germain stadium, they're going mental.
Well, I'll tell you what, David. Apparently, they're out in their numbers outside the
Paris, yeah,
stadium.
man. Fireworks and
Very
all sorts.
committed fans over in Paris, actually. Our very own Joseph Tomlinson went to watch Paris versus Lyon. He said it's one of the best atmospheres he's ever seen.
Their ultras are serious.
Yeah, Parc des Princes regularly exceeds 60,000, doesn't it? So I'm sure there is a healthy appetite for it still in the city.
Love it, don't they?
Pablo Sarabia has come off. A little bit of an unsung hero in their season. He's filled in really well. But you can't really argue when you've been taken off for killing Mbappe, can you?
No, exactly.
He didn't look happy, though.
Sarabia?
Yeah. That's a couple of times, though, Thomas Tuchel's made substitutions where players have come off and they've like...
Well, it's normally Mbappe, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've got, like...
Chance!
Oh, that fell to Haaland for a sec. Good challenge.
Flying
Good challenge.
That's quite a few. Like we saw Idrissa Gueye pull out one of those challenges. Now we've just seen it's like the most committed display I've seen from PSG in the Champions League for a while. Like they're flying in.
Even Neymar.
Some of these superstars know that
this is it.
It's not necessarily it this year, but they are running out of time. Neymar's what, 28? Di Maria's
31,
around 30. David, quick question for you: if you saw a teammate react like that when they came off, do you have a word with them in the change room after, or do you let your manager get on with it?
It all depends. Like the Mbappe one.
What, when you're 5-0 up against Montpellier, just gets off.
But you can tell, like, he's obviously, I don't know, was he on for a hat-trick or something, that he just doesn't want to come off. But your older ones would pull the younger ones and kind of say, like, hold on a minute, like, because not only are you disrespecting the manager, you're disrespecting your teammate who's coming on for you. Like, if you remember, no, it's not falling for anyone. It's just they're trying to go straight through the middle here, Liverpool, and it's just...
Thomas Partey, lovely press-resistant play there.
You'd expect, like, one of the older players, like there, you'd have Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, even Verratti to an extent. You just pull them and kind of say, come on, like, you know what I mean? If you want to have a big moan-up, do it after the game. Yeah. But then once you kind of walk back into the change room, it's kind of forgotten about.
Get up there, Robbo.
Because, I mean, when you're as dominant in the league as PSG, everything's going their way.
Oh. Shots! Back in!
Yeah! They've hit the crossbar.
I think that went in.
It's still on!
Wow, what a... Who did
No,
that?
that was a shot. That was a shot.
That was definitely a shot.
Was that Robertson that hit the crossbar?
On his birthday as well.
On his birthday. Doogie, do you remember? Do you recall what happened in that flurry?
Liverpool broke. Our man Bobby picked it up in a good area.
Hey, what a player he is, boy.
Passed it on to Jordan Henderson. Who,
hey, that's two quality players, that is.
And then it went to Mo Salah. He had an effort, and then it sort of deflected into a sort of melee. Robertson was coming in at the back stick, and it looked like it hit the bar and nearly went over the line. But I've only seen it once, but yeah, dramatic.
I thought that was underneath the crossbar and over the line.
Are you, David? Are you getting a bit nervous because you guys have had a lot of chances and you're not taking them? No, if Atletico score one,
yeah. But like, we've got 24 minutes left. Then we've got added time if we need it.
Mane's in danger, man.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Oh, corner ball.
So, like, it's not like if you had said to me if it was 1-1 and Liverpool will need 2 goals. I think it's come off the defender's head there. Just showing the replay.
Touch.
Yeah.
Class defending. Who was that? Kieran Trippier.
He did not mean that.
Just about getting his noggin in the way.
All the Liverpool fans thought it was in too.
Oh, yes, Mbappe. Release it.
Imagine playing against Mbappe after you're
absolutely
Di Maria's give you the run around for 65 minutes.
Yeah, long. Just long.
Harrowing scenes. Let's get into the questions. And if you've not had a question asked, answered, Well, get it in the comments, and Dave will
Charge.
do so before the end of the game.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jan Oblak, uncharacteristic mistake from him there. But Dave, you're a safe pair of hands, so you take over.
Ryan Davis has said, who would you rather have in your team, a fit Sane or a fit Mane?
I think
Fit Sané.
Yeah, or a fit
Mane.
I think after this year, you can't really dispute
past
the fact
Mane,
you
yeah.
pass Mane. Although I think even last year as well, I think Mane was slightly better. But I think Sane did burst onto the scene fantastically well. I can't wait to see him back to full fitness.
Do you take it into account that you're going to get 10 years out of Sane? You know,
It depends what you're going for. Do you want him at your club or do you want him in your team for a one-off game?
I've reinvented the question, Dave. All right, so I want you to answer that.
Trent!
Oh, what a save! Here we go, goal! No, block.
Trent from outside the box
And
yet
these men are-
again.
Trippier again with the block, I
Oblak
think,
is
in the back
working.
stick.
He's earning his crust
looking
today,
at
isn't he? Jan Oblak is perhaps Atleti's man of the match so
Look at this for a
far.
block from Trippier. Oh.
And Trippier, yeah, defending very resolutely, but it's starting to look a bit more desperate than it was first half, Dave.
Yeah. No, Liverpool are really pushing hard here.
It feels inevitable.
It does. But
Bobby!
Oh, Bobby, that.
he doesn't have the ball there because, you know, people can't see and you're shouting Bobby as if, like, he's in full control.
Let's get excited, Dave.
Slander. Slandering
Wow,
Bobby.
what is that?
Sleep.
Oh, touch.
Trying to get a penalty.
It's getting a little bit more chaotic. Whose
See, this
favour
is the-
does that play in to? Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
See, Atletico don't mind this. They don't mind
Yeah.
defending deep. And, like, Oblak here seems to be in, like, cracking form here where nothing's getting past him. Second half,
They
anyway.
cannot be
Do
enjoying
you feel
this,
like
though,
it's
man.
shaping up to be one of those games?
Yeah,
Do we need to change that narrative in the next 5 minutes?
Like, Liverpool can't leave this go on later and later. Do you know what I mean? Because an away goal just kills the tie, like.
Yeah, it's getting to that point now where you're waiting for something to happen against the run of play.
This
Yeah.
is where that, you know, we talk about it for so long. Do Liverpool need to improve their forward depth? Like, I don't want to make a change to their forward line at the moment for Origi, but say if they had a team that spark off the bench, like Origi might grab you a goal.
A bit
but
of respect on Origi's name.
he's obviously the GOAT, but like in terms of his general play, he's not a touch on Salah or Mane.
Okay,
Like,
so
there's-
who do you not try Minamino here? I mean, isn't it time that he made an impact?
Again, I think that's a risk.
Yeah, because he needs time to change and adapt. Like, the way he played in Germany is different than the way Liverpool play.
Really
Like, he's a cracking player. Klopp wouldn't have signed him otherwise. Do you know what I mean? So, like, he just needs time. It was a bit like Fabinho when he came. Everybody was like, wow, wow, wow. And he was like, give him time, give him the games.
Robertson as well. I remember him saying in an interview
Go on,
it took
Ops.
him 6 months to even comprehend the system.
Yeah. That was the big thing. You look at Moreno played all the time, like, and then he got injured, and it was kind of like, well, I'm forced to play Robertson now. Is he ready? And by God, was he ready? Like, he's just gone on leaps
Did
and
you
bounces.
anticipate him getting
Not to
those
that level.
heights?
No. No. You, like, if anyone that played with him said they did, you couldn't. Like, I try and describe it as say if he had 10 levels in him. He was probably at like a 5 or 6 at Hull. I said he could go on to a 7 and an 8, but he's now gone on to a 9 and 10.
Yeah.
I would never have said. I would have said, yeah, he'll kick on.
Yeah, he'll be a world class.
But like, he'll be.
How much of that do you think is down to Klopp, or is that just him as an individual?
I think it's a combination.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of Liverpool,
Yeah.
Klopp, and obviously Andy himself.
Yeah.
Did you always have incredible fitness? Or has that been really earned by those hard yards?
Yeah, he would have had very good fitness, but I think it's gone on a level now. Like your whole, like Liverpool are every day. They train every day, or they're in the training ground every day. When you're at other clubs, you're not in every day. And like, you know, you can obviously have the occasional drink here and there, but when you get to like Liverpool stature, you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I imagine like after this game tonight, they'll go home, he'll be with his wife and kids, or his fiance and his kids, and like the next day it's kind of back at the training, but then he's straight home and he's with the family again, whereas other lads like different clubs like will probably go play golf, get away with a bit more. It's just when you're that big, you can't do nothing.
Maybe just a cheeky one.
Oh,
So you know for a fact, no resting on your laurels at
play for
Liverpool.
Firmino,
Back
yeah.
in Melwood tomorrow, hopefully after securing passage to the last 8.
Nice comment from Bob Dave. He said, Doogie is the funniest person to watch when Liverpool are attacking. Like, I don't even care what's going on at this point. I'm just watching Doogie.
I'm calling a lot wrong, Bob. I think it was Bob.
Yeah, it was Bob.
I'm enjoying the ride.
There we have it.
I just want Atletico
Any other
to
questions
score,
or comments to get through in the next 2 minutes?
It's a question for myself. This question, David. Who was the best player you played against? Who was the best? Like, you know, who was the best midfielder kind of thing? Right?
It's very difficult because the first one you go to is like I've been lucky enough to play against Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I played against Mbappe. So people immediately jump to them, but I always look at the one I went head-to-head against. Like, I found, like, David Silva was the most frustrating to play against.
Just he'd always be off you.
Yeah, because, like, he's not strong, he's not quick, he's not, like, as skillful as, like, you know, a Neymar type or a Mane type. That, like, he's not that. But you just can't get near him.
Yeah.
And, like, you think, like, oh, I can get to him and I'll just throw him off the ball. You might get that one in every 5 games, like, where you can actually barge him off the ball. He's just so clever.
Was it just the areas he picked up?
Yeah, he's next to you. You think, like, oh, he's in touching distance. And then he's moved 2 yards away from you.
Yeah.
So clever to know when he can take 1 touch, 2 touches, when he can turn, which way to turn. Like, he's just so clever.
Yeah.
So the players that... was it a player you didn't have to... So you didn't mind coming up against players in physical terms, but his mental capacity?
Yeah, you love to mix it, like I remember I played. You remember Mili Jednak, who played at Palace? He was a big brute, like, and he loved the big scrap, like. I loved that. I remember one day he nailed me off the ball, like I passed the ball and he nailed me, and then I nailed him back, and I was like, oh, take that, like I was like giving it to him on the pitch, and after, like, he came up and shook my hand and said, oh mate, I really enjoyed that battle. And I was just like,
you smashed me.
I was just like, I looked at him and went, yeah, that's a bit of me, like, you know what I mean?
Who was your favourite midfield partner to play alongside? Or
Jake Livermore and Tom Huddleston. We played in a 3.
Solid.
I think, like, me and Jake played in a 4-4-2 when we were in the championship with Hull. And I think we won like 10 games in a row where we were just like, that was great. We used to turn up and go, yeah, we'll beat them. Like, you know, one of them, like, we were like Liverpool this year or City last year or whatever. We felt invincible.
Yeah.
Just that confidence.
Got on that run.
Yeah, it was just so nice, and we were just like, this is easy. Even though it wasn't, you just, like, felt it, you know, like that feeling. Like, in the Premier League, you always turn up and like, whoa, we have to be at it today, like, because everybody's such a good player. In the Championship, at times, like, we were saying, this is easy. Do you know what I mean?
We talk about, like, fans and pundits, you know, talk about confidence fleetingly. And sometimes, you know, a player gets a bit of sympathy if they know that they're out of confidence. But how important was that to you as a player?
It can be, at times, like, I'll give an example. Like, if you play a game and you win, you might see things on social media. Fellas, you know, you've won, your manager's happy, you're happy, your family's probably at the game, everybody's loving you, like, you feel invincible. You just brush away those comments. Yeah. But then when it's not going well, and you've little Timmy at home, you know, living, like, who's 13, 14.
And he's going to read that stuff.
You start to read the comments, and then all of a sudden you start to think little Timmy's right.
Starts to fester a little bit.
Yeah, and he's kind of going, am I awful?
I always hated Timmy.
Yeah. Newcastle.
But the point is, like I saw a great thing on Arsenal social media. I like to read stuff and I like to watch stuff, and there was a good one with Mustafi. And it was like, I almost felt emotional. Yeah. Like, because he was like talking about some of the criticism, and he's like, he's really trying hard, like, he doesn't mean. But then Arsenal fans, at the time, were like, we're just jumping on his back. I'm not just having a dig at Arsenal fans' mind, but, like, it was just a video I saw. Yeah. And it was kind of like, I feel for you. Like, speaking of Arsenal, like the jacket thing, the thing people forget is footballers are human beings. Like, with the jacket thing, when he got annoyed, you have no idea what's going on in Granit Xhaka's life.
Stuff. Yeah.
Do you know?
And as he said, there was people wishing that his wife had cancer and, like, awful things like that online.
I know, you just think, like, this guy is out there
trying...
trying...
Really Arsenal fans, but they're not really fans, are they?
Yeah, that's why you, like,
scumbags.
As long as it doesn't get personal. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can say... Like, I've actually sat in the crowd one day. I was suspended for a game with Hull in the Premier League. I was sat in the crowd, my family were over, and some fella was just abusing me.
What, is it, a whole fan?
Yes, thinking I was playing.
Oh, no.
And I was just, like, kind of going, like, that kind of, like, summed it all up for me. I was kind of going... I'm not actually playing, mate. I'm sitting behind you.
Probably wouldn't even recognise
Timmy number one on the back of the shirt. Anyway, talking of being in the crowd, obviously no one at the Park of the Prance. But how was it unfurling? Just to bring it back to the game quickly.
Mbappe has got into the game. He is looking excited when he gets onto the ball. He did have one chance a few minutes ago. It was deflected by one of the defenders, but Dortmund are still trying to plug at the defence. No real opening so far, but Brandt has come on and he's finding some pockets of space, so they're looking kind of dangerous. And he's on the ball now. He's about to shoot and deflected.
What just as we're speaking, the top of the net. Deflected effort from Julian Brandt, who Sam just flagged as coming on.
Yes,
have you got any questions coming in?
There is 3,969 people on the stream. Remember,
welcome aboard.
Subscribe to Football Daily, subscribe to Soccer M's YouTube channel, smash that bell, and there will be another goal. Believe.
Hey, it happened the first time.
Happened the first time.
It actually did.
What more do you want?
There'll be a goal.
What more do you want? OK, there we have it. 3,900 people expected. Plenty new subscribers. Of course, we cover the Champions League over in Euro Football Daily as well, so make sure you go and subscribe to Euro Football Daily. OK. David didn't flinch again.
Is that throwing?
I mean, when Sal strikes the ball, you got to pay attention.
Let's have a look. We're right behind the goal here. Ball falls to Sal. Wow.
Credit John O'Shea it.
Credit to Joe Gomez before it drops it.
Sorry, you can't just say John O'Shea.
I knew that would annoy you.
Do not insult.
Yes, he's probably the nicest guy I've ever met in football.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's not.
Who's the worst? No, I'm kidding.
Who's the
Timmy.
worst? Yeah, Timmy not great.
Timmy number one.
I'm sorry, I was just going to give massive credit to Joe Gomez there because it was a pretty of a sticky situation at the edge of the box. And I think he got a block in from João Felix before it went back to Saul. And he's had a really good, quite assured game, Joe Gomez, after a couple of sticky games alongside Van Dijk. So good to see him back in form ahead of hopefully the Euros this summer.
Oh, a bit of frustration there from Salah. Bit of an indication how this game is going. Again, if you just turned on to the stream, subscribe, send Dave a comment, turn notifications on. Stick with us because something is going to happen in this game. We can just sense it.
There we go.
Oh, no, you can't shut Mane like that.
Salah!
Back into Bobby.
Go on, Mo.
Oh, you didn't want to pass it to him.
He had the opportunity to pass it to me, but he chose not to.
Excellent.
Dortmund have got a corner as well.
Excellent defending there from Felipe.
He's been good this game, Felipe.
He has been very good.
So savage, to be fair, as well.
Dortmund have
savage.
been on
Savage has been
to
savage.
PSG.
Hey.
Oh, back post.
Yeah, bit of a change in of hands.
Yeah, they're camping in their box at the moment. They've had like 3 corners in quick succession, but they haven't done anything with it. So, you know, it's looking the same.
Corner taken
quickly here. No, we've had 2 goals.
Pick someone out.
Oh, is someone there? Oh no, is that Robertson again?
Yeah, that's not good enough. Really.
Arriving late in the box. Gagging for that to be Oxlade-Chamberlain.
You needed a right footer ideally, and he's just gone with his left, and he's just gone for
Mbappe's on a break.
Power, and he's ballooned it really.
Oh,
bad pass off the Seki.
Robertson
really
has
been
found
into it.
fantastic space at the edge of the box there in the 80th minute, but he's just sliced it. It's gone a little bit high, a little bit
ballooning
wide.
was harsh.
I mean, to say he should have done better as a fullback there, maybe a little bit harsh, but talking about a man who plays fullback, can play any position. It's James Milner. Let's just see who he's coming on.
What a legend.
The Ox. That means I get to change my prediction.
Okay, go on. Who's your next goal scorer now? James Milner has entered the fray.
Si, senor. Bobby Firmino.
Oh.
That would be the ideal end to this stream.
Backwards.
The ideal end to
Bobby.
Come on, Firmino, believe. Back home. Who's going to score next? Let us know in the comments. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Football Daily, Euro Football Daily and Soccer AM. David, have we had an influx of questions? Am I just saying this
I've got a question
for no reason?
for the big man. They said, what was it like after Robbie Brady scores against Italy? This is from a fellow Irishman.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. He'll know. He was probably on the drink somewhere. It was just incredible. Like, when you go into the game, you have to win. I know Italy changed their team, and then obviously you guys won't remember like he and I will, but like obviously when Wes had the chance and then Wes missed and we thought, oh my God, it's gone. And then Wes picks the ball up, cuts inside, puts a cross in and Brady scores. It's just like, even I think like at the end of it, Buffon was hugging like Roy Keane and Martin O'Neill. He was like so happy for Ireland and that. But yeah, it was just incredible. It was just,
what a baller as well.
Oh, what a player.
Go on, Neymar. Do it by yourself. Do it by yourself.
No one talks about Wes
He
Hoolahan.
was so good in that Norwich side.
Yeah, for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Incredible player.
What a player. At international level, who did you enjoy playing with the most? Or who was the toughest to play against at international level?
Just run into each other.
I don't really like talking about him. But Christian Eriksen. He gave us a taste in one night in the World Cup playoff.
Really?
Yeah, we got beat 5-1. He got a hat-trick, but it was just one of those nights where everything went do you know what I mean? He was just, everything went for him. And
was he giving you a bit of this on as well?
No. I'd clean him out.
Yes, you would. That's a promise.
Yes. He was what you call it. No, he's a phenomenal player. And that night, I don't know what. Even to this day, I've watched the game back. He was just incredible, and we probably gave him too much space and too much time, and he basically changed the whole game on his own.
But you got one in on him. Did Jadon phone you after the game?
Nice one, mate.
I wasn't looking for him after. Head straight between my legs. That was a tough one to take. That.
Christian Eriksen, what's the run in the Premier League you had? It's not got off to life all that well.
He's good looking.
Inter's form has been a bit stuttery.
Naylor, would you say that our very own Dave Jackson looks a little bit like Christian Eriksen?
They do say that in the comments, but...
Yeah, you do. That's a bad show, that.
He's not going to talk to you now. Right, let's bring this back to the game then, not lookalikes. What happened there, Dougie?
Was thinking about Christian Eriksen, really, but I think it was Wijnaldum was out on the right-hand side, had a shot across goal, Oblak saves it with his right arm, and good save.
OK, there we go. Let's have a quick update from the Parc des Princes.
Dortmund are trying to break them down again, but they're looking vulnerable on the break as usual. Neymar and Mbappe have got into good positions, but both sides just don't really seem to have a good final ball. If the next goal is really important because there's only 7 minutes left.
It's got
Oh my God!
If he scored that. If he scored that, you'd have to do a backflip.
It was almost as if he was up too early, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Dave, what happens? Break it down for the people at home.
Milner goes on a little wonderful run out there on the far left-hand side, stands up at the back post. Wijnaldum heads it towards the penalty spot, and then Mane goes up for a bicycle kick. But it's almost as if he gets up too early and he's above the ball.
Yeah.
And then he just flies it over the bar. It's a good chance, though, for Liverpool.
It is.
Chance.
It is.
Good.
And the chances are getting a little bit not as clear cut as they were 10, 15 minutes ago.
I was about to say before they sort of fashioned that one that there's slight intensity from their passing and maybe dropped an edge. They don't look tired necessarily, but they've slightly lost. It's slightly bumbling towards extra time now, whereas Liverpool should really just keep their foot on the throttle and get that winning goal.
Come on, Liverpool.
Because prior to that, I was saying that maybe you should bring on Divock Origi, but then it's like one goal and they're out, Liverpool. So as in if they concede one, then they're out, aren't they? So they've got to maybe try and get that balance right.
OK, and James Milner is definitely a balanced player, isn't he? Let's hope he has a positive impact on this game. A few good touches since he's come on. Looks like a dangerous free kick.
Yeah, PSG have a free kick there. Right, I can't remember his name, the right back.
Is it Piszczek? Who for Borussia Dortmund?
Oh, Hakimi?
Yeah, no, for PSG.
Kuher.
That's the one. He drove in and he got fouled, and Neymar is looking excited.
Thilo Kehrer,
Looking excited over the free kick. So
He's German, isn't he?
Signing from Schalke, right?
How much is it for him to score free kick?
He's still really young, isn't he?
Sam wants to request a bet right now.
I'll give you 20 to 1 here right now.
Big game players.
At that angle, I'll give you 100 to 1.
First time a guest has established his own bookies on the show. Turf wars now.
He's like, he's way out.
Should have done better.
That's awful. That's awful. He tried to go for the Gareth Bale, but with the right fuzz, isn't he? The sort of
pass.
Not sure Neymar would be tipped.
There we go, Salah. What a run!
Do you know what? When you do such good work, big switch from Van Dijk out to Salah, picks it up out by the touchline. You've got Koke sprinting out, skips by him.
That's great.
Skips by someone else, skips by Saul, comes inside. We've seen it time after time. You're thinking, just curl it.
Yeah.
He goes for pure power. Puts it over the bar.
The finish, didn't it, David?
It just needed a little, you know what I mean? Caress it, feel the ball.
Is that a bit of tiredness, him just hitting as hard as he can in the 86th minute?
No, because if you remember back onto the previous chance he had, Dougie tried to explain where he came inside and he tried to curl it and he didn't open his foot up wide enough. That one, I think, where I said he should probably go for power when he should have flipped it and he should have
maybe that was weighing on his mind.
Here we go, though, Mane.
Liverpool back in the Atletico box.
They've answered Robertson's intensity. Gone back stick.
Here we go.
Have it.
That was a very good strike, though.
Great tackle.
Great. Who was that?
Liverpool knocking on the door
Such
here.
a good player,
That was
isn't he,
Trent
Milner?
Alexander-Arnold with the
Milner's been phenomenal.
chance. Milner's had a great impact since he's come on. Trent's
really
found
good
his way into
He's
the
just
box.
such a good player.
It's almost as if, right, this is almost as if Liverpool are losing 1-0.
Yeah.
They're piling that much pressure on here.
Wow.
They are very committed at the
They
moment.
want this done.
Yeah, they don't want extra time.
We're seeing both fullbacks.
But if it goes
bomb
extra
into
time,
the
we'll
box.
deal with extra time.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we will, David Miner. Yes, we will.
Will we? Oh, Sadio Mane again tries the overhead kick, tries the spectacular.
Yes.
It doesn't quite come off. Liverpool must have clocked up over 20 shots by now. We will keep you updated. We'll put the stats on screen in just a moment. But it is starting to feel a little bit desperate. Like Dave said, looks like we're having extra time.
Right.
We'll be with you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get in your questions if it does tick over the 90 plus. Have we got any?
Emre Can.
Have it, son. It's like, do you know what
I
it is?
love all that.
It's like a clip.
What's it going on though? What's
It's
going on?
because Emre Can has fouled Mbappe, and Mbappe has gone down, and then Chan's kind of like stood over him and stood by him. So then Marquinhos.
Yeah.
But look, don't worry, lads. It's all handbags. There's no
Ref saying
punches
I'm looking at
thrown.
it. I'm looking at it.
Anthony Taylor here's the referee. He's just going to dish out 2 or 3 yellow cards, and it'll be all forgotten about.
Oh, we're having a look.
No, the referee's waved
Get
it away
up, Salah,
already.
man.
It won't go to
Love
VAR.
trying to buy a penalty, man.
Mo
Get up.
Salah, looks like he was trying to win that.
I think in,
a little bit of obstruction, but nowhere near enough to even bring it into question. Go on, Dig.
I think in Paris, they're just Dortmund are getting a little bit frustrated that they haven't really brought their best today. They haven't really created that much. And a little narrative, you know, it might be Sancho's final Champions League game for Dortmund.
Yeah, before he goes.
There we have it, stirring the pot.
Chelsea.
Curveball! Who saw that coming, Dave Marlon?
Brilliant.
We might have known it, but we didn't think it.
Red card, Emre Can. Emre Can's out of here. Go take a shower, champ.
Wait, did he have a yellow before that?
If that was straight red, that seems harsh.
Emre Can.
I'm just going to throw this out there, man. We're watching Liverpool. You're watching that
I don't do me like that, man. Come on. The game's exciting.
Listen, someone else had to say it because I started to feel a little bit crook. But Emre Can has been given his marching orders. It was for 2 yellow cards. So
Chance!
he leaves Dortmund with even
It's 2
slimmer
yellows. It's
chances
absolutely stupid
of
behaviour.
pulling themselves
that's
back
poor.
into
That's
this
very-
game.
Oh, my days.
You don't want to beat
Salah.
Oblak from there.
Absolute daisy cutter.
The ref's just handing out yellows.
How many shots have we seen?
Wait, he gave a yellow to Di Maria as well. He's not even playing no more. What's going on?
I think he gave him one because, you know, that old Man U when he played there in the Premier League. I owe him a yellow card. So he's just gone out of his way and gone, there you go.
Or
lad.
maybe
You'll see it here now. It was actually, I said it was Mbappe, it was Neymar. But look, he does, have some of that, son.
That's not. What's he done wrong there, though? Oh, come on.
He's definitely the initiator.
Neymar bought
He's
that.
the aggressor there, isn't
That's
he?
Yeah, he
pathetic.
is. Neymar bought that, though.
But also, I imagine a ref can hear every single thing that's been said about him on the sideline because there's no crowd. So maybe Di Maria just called it. Maybe he's just paying the price. Lovely switch there by Bobby Firmino. What a player he is.
Firmino.
1 minute left at Anfield. OK, Liverpool picking it back up on the left-hand side.
Final minute.
Final minute.
Only 2 minutes.
We've got 30 minutes.
Final minute of normal time.
Yes, thank you.
No, we don't need it. We don't need it.
We don't know what this is.
Score on a break. Score on a break. Go on, Atletico. Let's go.
Oh, no.
Hey, whoa, you got the world's greatest centre-half at the back. Look, he didn't even want it. He didn't
Yellow. That'll be a yellow now. He'll be missing the next leg if they get there.
We're not on a break as well.
Let me confirm. No, he won't be.
No, he won't be.
There's
Good drama, though.
I would just like to confirm that Christian Eriksen was completely wrong. The yellow card. There's no yellow card.
5 minutes in PSG Dortmund, though.
I said to Dougie, I think Dortmund will score, you know.
Yeah.
I think
And then
both games will go extra time. How about that for a
reckon?
curveball?
Dave Marlon drops another one.
I love it. This little relationship here. Marla and Dougie. Moogie over here. Moogie. Get your hashtag Moogies in the comments.
He's having a look. He's having a look. Corner.
Surely not.
It's a throw. It's a throw.
He's having a look. Will you stop leading everyone on then?
Wait, who's got this? Oh, it's a free kick to Atletico. If they score this, I'm running out. I don't give it. Oh! days!
Oh, sit down, it's
Oh, my
offside!
days. Oh, look at him.
It's offside!
Who's about to run on?
You know what?
Offside.
He was
I knew
offside.
here, you knew.
Hold on, absolute drama.
For everyone watching at home, Liverpool, if you watch Liverpool, maintain their high line, and as the ball was kicked, you can see all the Atletico players are offside.
Oh, he's off. If it's that run in the middle scores, that's definitely
Okay, so they're just...
is?
Yeah, he's well off.
Yeah, he's
well off.
Yeah,
It was very cool. That's
My goodness.
Was it Saul?
Soul!
The reactions in here told the whole story. Oba was off celebrating.
Oh, my
big time.
days.
Jurgen Klopp did not
full
even
time.
break
As we
extra
say,
time there.
as we say, tranquilo, tranquilo.
I know, but the energy is going to be different now, though. The energy is definitely going to be different because now
Why, because you scored a goal that was offside?
Yeah, but they...
You as well. You, Atletico Madrid. You scored a goal. The enemy over here, right? That's full time at Anfield. We've still got 2.5 minutes at the part of the prance, so all of our focus will be with that until extra time starts.
One of them's going to do something like...
Skin him, Neymar. Ref!
Someone change the taxi times because we're not going home, are we?
Yeah,
David?
no, someone do that because I think I'm getting text from them and that.
I'll tell you what, that was really... Simeone would have absolutely loved that. Completely outplayed all second half, and he was offside, fair call, but it was not that... It was not miles offside, and that was nearly game over for Liverpool.
yards.
Are you just saying that Simeone would love to have won this tie in the last minute?
Yes.
That's not exclusive to him, is it?
No, exactly.
Just
but, as in, they've been completely battered this half.
39 people on the street.
Welcome, everyone.
It would have been one of those moments. Was it Mourinho or Porto at Old Trafford?
Yes!
On the pitch, yeah.
Simeone loves the... I'm not going to do it. It's probably inappropriate, but...
Poking Klopp's eye out on the sideline. Well, Mourinho won't be in these stages of this competition again for the
Neymar's
future, will he?
defending for his life, fam. Look at Neymar tracking back.
There's still time in Dortmund, though.
He paid 500,000
Not with his
a week.
Oh, my days.
Okay, gentlemen, let's just say hello to some new people on the stream. If you're new to Football Daily,
That's filth.
subscribe to the channel. Get your questions into Dave because we've got another half an hour to come. I'm sure everyone is delighted on
We
the
are
studio
delighted.
floor. Let's roll into PSG then because 1 minute left.
This is next game.
Massive
Oh,
minute
bro.
in this game.
Tell him, bruv.
He actually misses the next game because of...
Angel Di Maria.
All
Because there was no one in the
commotion.
crowd and he
he
called
wasn't
Anthony
even-
Taylor so-and-so.
He wasn't even on the pitch.
It's a good word, Sanson.
But I genuinely think they're going to see it out. They've got a free kick on the
they
edge.
are.
I
They've got a
said
free
there,
kick on the
I
edge of the
felt
box.
that Dortmund would score, but I forgot they were down to 10 men.
Yeah.
And when you got Neymar and Mbappe on the wings there, they can just hold the ball themselves.
There's someone in the comments going, who was the player who was offside? Who scored? It was offside.
Nearly a goal in both legs for him. But not to be.
Oh, chance.
And
They've got
it wouldn't have
How
been
long's
two.
left?
seconds
How long's
left.
left?
About a
50
minute.
seconds.
Yeah, they've got to go long, haven't they? Come on.
Frank's a good baller, though. Here we go, Haaland.
He's off. No, he's off.
No, he did make the run.
Out, man. There we go.
I don't want to make an unfair assessment on Haaland, but it looks like every time I've flashed over to this game, Sam, that he struggled to get involved.
Yeah, he struggled.
He's playing
man.
against good. He's playing against very defenders, though, aren't he?
No,
It's
but
not like
obviously,
he's-
I think they realised what they did wrong in the last game. They gave him too much time. Every time he gets the ball in this game, they're closing him down, giving him no room at all. But also, his wide men are not finding him. Fulgan Hazard
got to
and
go
Sancho
long. He's got to get in there.
have struggled. That's a ball, though.
They've defended really well, to be
have,
fair, PSG. I'd say that with a minute to go.
Oh, who's that?
I think that's,
we
that's all over.
We all normally revel in PSG coming undone at this stage, but this is a much better...
It's got to go long. It's got to go long.
Oh, go on then. I don't want to curse them.
He needs to go
boot it.
wide. He needs to go wide, you see, because he needs the angle for the cross. There you go.
That's in there. Oh, that's good defending.
Referee, you're not going to give anything.
Marquinhos has been monstrous in the last 5
There we go.
PSG
through.
Well done.
Thomas Tuchel, this is exactly what he was brought in for. Oui.
What's that?
Yes, isn't it?
I know, but Thomas Tuchel's German, isn't he?
Yeah.
How do you say yes in German?
Yeah. Imagine if you're just tuning in right now. Just change the language. Is
Neymar crying?
Right,
Oh,
okay.
Neymar's crying,
So,
He's not crying, man. The
He
fella's
is,
won the
look.
Champions League twice.
No, but he is. Look, fam, he hasn't gone. This is the first time they put to
a
the.
little bit of redemption for him as well
Is this
because...
the first time they got in the quarter-final?
For 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I think they've gotten there once. They haven't gone past the quarter-final.
And last week, well, in the last fixture, sorry, it was his first game in a golden and knockout game for quite some time. So no doubt he's relieved to have played a crucial part in PSG's victory. And this is now the furthest
They've been in quite a while.
they've gone in quite some
I
time.
think since Barcelona did that comeback, I think that was a quarter-final tie.
Okay,
But
so-
it was last year when they lost to Man United.
Yeah, let's see if they can reach that famed infamous at this point, semi-final mark for them.
Sorry, I'm just getting word there from the guys. For Schalke is on for Kieran Trippier.
There we go. Thank you, David. Thank you.
There we go. Good change.
For Schalke as well. He's
Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Atletico, Croatian. Don't worry, mate. I'll play FIFA.
he was a football man at one point, wasn't he, for Schalke?
He was injured time and time again. That seems a bit weird because Trippier's made some
he must be tired though.
Tired, yeah, I forget.
90 minutes straight.
Tired, you know.
The concentration as well that Atletico backline needs to have must be draining.
Yeah.
Right, we've kicked off then. The first half of extra time is underway at Anfield.
Oh, come
and
on,
Atletico
man.
are straight on the attack.
Wake up.
Oh,
Good defending
they're
there.
looking for pens, aren't they? They're looking.
You're looking for a pen.
Thomas
Yeah, of
Tuchel,
course.
absolutely.
Christian Eriksen looking for a pen. It's after the studio. David, who has been the standout player tonight for Liverpool?
It's hard to kind of look past Wijnaldum, really. Big goal contribution. I don't think the front three have been superb.
Even Firmino?
Yeah. I have to be honest.
That one hurt.
Yeah, like they've been good. I think it's been one of those funny games where Liverpool have probably played all the football inside Atletico's half, bar like the odd occasion, the counter-attack. So they're struggling at times to like break it down, but the midfield have done well. Milner's come on obviously for the Ox. That's probably just to make them more solid because the Ox obviously drives forward a lot. Because you've got to respect Atletico, they are a very good team. But it's kind of been one of them, there's no been like outright standout performer. But Wijnaldum certainly, with the goal contribution, he's probably just getting that touch.
What a header it was.
I think that like Trent's had a good game. He's
None of them have had bad games.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like Trent's not impacted it like with his assists or do you know that way?
And let's have it right, they've done enough as a team. Yeah, no one's really stood out individually, but done enough as a team to be more than one goal ahead in this tie.
For sure.
So let's see if they get the result there. Their first 90 minutes probably deserves. Go on then, Sadio.
He's going to pick someone out. He's going to pick someone out.
He loves this position. He loves it.
Yes, love that. Oh, it's just behind.
Here's my guy.
Trent taking a long time to get on the end of that
Oh,
vinyl.
I love that pass.
Lovely disguised ball.
Genie, pick someone out.
It's just it's
Bobby Firmino on the floor.
He's going outside to catch the fans. That's lovely.
yeah. Wait, don't worry, mate. They'll all run back in a minute.
They'll come out with masks on.
Again, just like a few passes and they're not quite in the right place, just not quite falling for it. This was a good effort from Wijnaldum, though, on the right-hand side of the box. Comes back to Bobby,
Firmino.
and it's just over his head.
just behind him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just behind him. It's a bit too high.
And that wasn't the first ball. The first time it was just behind the Liverpool player, right? Because it was just behind Wijnaldum at the edge of the box. It's these fine margins that are costing Liverpool at the moment.
And it's great moves, and they're getting into great positions. It's just that little, like, finer detail.
Is that because of the occasion? Is that because of the excitement?
Come on, these fellas won the Champions League last year.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Fair play. Let's have some better questions than that from the comments.
What is what's the biggest thing you miss about football? Actually playing,
I'd say, like I always say, like the Saturday, you get up in the morning. Like my wife left me sleeping late, so then you kind of get up and you start preparing for the game. You kind of like you get your wash bag, make sure you have everything. Your tracksuit's clean. You have like whatever boots you're wearing, like the kit man knows, or if you're bringing something else yourself.
Chance! Bobby! To the post!
First Champions League goal of the
Senor! Give the ball to Bobby and he will score!
Bobby!
Hey, what did he say? What did he say? He's nothing. How wrong are you?
Sell him to big players, big game. Turn up. Sell him to Bayern Munich, you man.
90 million? No. Give me 180.
Wow.
Oh, you man. Bobby Firmino gets his first goal
But look
of
where
his
that came from, though.
Champions League campaign.
Look at Ronaldo. He just beat him there. Brilliant ball from... he's man of the match. Man of the match, 100%.
Great energy.
100%.
It's a good header. It hits the post. I thought he saved it.
He needed something like that to get a goal today. Just something really...
No, do you know what? I think almost Liverpool needed it.
Yeah.
Liverpool nearly needed it. It's a great header.
He keeps alive to it, though, because Savage sort of switches off, thinking it's gone past
it
him.
does
Bobby on the
drop nicely
rebound,
for him,
bam.
It does
Do you know
drop
what?
nicely.
Do you know what? That is a prime example of how clever Firmino is. As as the ball gets crossed in, Firmino goes to header it, right? But he knows he can't score. So he plays a 1-2. Plays a 1-2 off the post, comes back, and he says, I've got to tap him. It's genius.
It's that elite sort of thinking that makes
Wijnaldum again.
Right, Dave.
But we can't get complacent here. Atleti goal. Liverpool.
Sorry. They push people forward.
Are you now a Liverpool fan?
I was Liverpool from the start, to be fair. Hamill just dressed me up as some Atleti fan. I hate Atleti. if Atleti score here, they'll go through on away goals.
Oh, fair enough.
The comments are going mental.
Mental for Mugi.
They're loving Mugi. They definitely want a season 2 anyway. They're going, yes, Saeed's loving it too. Yeah, Mystic Miner back at it again. Random YouTube guy. That was the guy, not calling you a random YouTube guy. Dylan Longo, who scored? Who did score? Bobby Firmino scored. Suevri Dembeo, he said, yes, Liverpool. Let's go by Atleti. Aline Gaiman has said that. Big Bad Wolf, well deserved. Oran Baruch has said yes. Bobby Firmino. And there's a lot of people saying that there's a lot of bots in the comments as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of happy Liverpool fans. 2-0 goal. And B.02 is saying the double is on. Thoughts? Can Liverpool win the double?
Of course they can.
Of course they can.
The Premier League is more or less done now.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, due to, obviously health risk and health concerns that the owner...
Oh! Hey, go on! Go on!
Hold on.
No, my guy got that.
Go on! Go on! Yes! Let's go! I'm sorry. I didn't really want to celebrate too tough, but that is a brilliant goal.
Marcus Llorente has scored for Atletico Madrid. It's a horrendous
Look at him when he said, let's go.
Now back in the tie.
I said, beware the away goal.
Beware the away goal.
Liverpool now have 20 minutes to amend, to
but the
arrest
only thing
this
is,
situation.
Was he offside when that pass was made?
No, he's not.
Fourth shot on target for Atletico in
it worked.
96 minutes, and they've made it count. Does that obstruct the goalkeepers? No.
I don't mean to hammer him,
second
because he's
phase.
obviously made like the worst mistake of his life. But
He didn't
who
even-
is this pass even going to? It's hammered into the...
It's a miss-hit clearance.
Oh, he's just hammered it.
And even the thing is, he slips. Look, watch his standing foot. Oh, he jumps to 2.
And it's a well-placed shot from Marcus Llorente, but certainly not unsavable, as Myla just observed. He slipped.
Got banged in the
He slipped.
What was that? 3 minutes after the Liverpool goal?
All the feel-good factor has been sucked out of the studio. But we go again, lads.
We go again.
Come on.
Energy, lads.
Come on. This Liverpool...
There's a lot of time.
Vamos!
What was it, Dave? Tranquillo, yeah? So let's,
I can't believe that.
Oh, the Atleti fans are going mental.
It had to be from a mistake, though. It had to be.
It's just the worst thing is when you concede a goal like that on such a big occasion, and it is like a mistake. And if the keeper makes a mistake, 9 times out of 10 it turns into a goal. It's like
You've had to work so hard to get your goal as well.
no, Firmino,
That
such
was
a class.
so cheap.
I still look. They've still got what's left. That's 7 minutes plus the next 15 is 22 minutes. So they've got plenty of time.
Quick maths.
Yeah. Big Shaq,
The comments have gone mental.
Why, Big Shaq? I feel you. Man's not hot. Yeah.
This is going to be no sort of... it's not going to console you, but they've only had 6 shots over 2 legs, Atletico Madrid.
Really? That's
2
mad.
goals. 6 shots on target, that is. 2 goals.
See, it's the case of now is the big decision for Jurgen Klopp is they're going to have to throw the sink at it, but you want to leave yourself open for a second Atletico. So how long does he leave it? I imagine, like, what we've got Rigi, Lallana, Minamino. I never get that right. Like, you imagine...
It is, I don't know.
Do you know what? Origi, for some reason, loves a big goal and a big game.
He does. You're not wrong.
Oh,
But I saw
the
you've made
stage
3
is
subs
set for
already.
Big D.
I feel a bit sorry for
Have you not
Adrian.
made 3 subs already?
Why?
I think you get an extra one.
He had that-
Hold on, we made one.
He had that
then,
nervy
Robertson.
moment in the second half, though, and he's just... Here we go, Hendo.
Standing back.
That's a ball, though.
That's lovely.
It's a bit flat, though. That's the problem.
Hey, Salah, of course
he
he
made
hits
one
over.
sub.
Milner. Oh, yeah, you have, yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Three, yeah. Henderson standing that up there at the back post. It comes back out to Salah and he blasts over.
I've got a comment.
so
Should
bad.
they sack Jurgen Klopp? no, we shouldn't have said that. There's no good Klopp. There's some really good photos of Sam Obaseki that we're trying to get on screen. Of him celebrating.
Why do I keep on celebrating like that? It's because I didn't expect it, to be honest. It's like something leaves my soul.
Yeah, it just sucked the energy out of us there.
Yeah,
It really did.
I really enjoyed that, I can't lie.
I feel sorry for Adrian.
I just can't wait, though, till Liverpool score.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, but you know, it took
You're
you at
getting drop
least...
kicked out of that celebration when Liverpool scored.
No, it just makes, it makes the stream exciting, goals.
I think he played a couple of group stage games, but like this is the biggest game of his career.
I felt
and he's had a mare for that João Felix shot first, the second half, and he got away with it. And that is, it's not Karius levels, but it's on the way.
such a bad kick.
This is where Alisson, this is where those fine margins you really pay for any sort of mistake.
People have said that though. If you lose a clog in this system, it will all go wrong. When Henderson went out,
It's not all gone wrong.
It's not all gone
has it?
wrong.
Come on.
It's not completely gone wrong. But it took them 20 attempts to score a goal. It took them one mistake to concede one.
That's
Do
the
you get
same
what
as
I'm
any
saying?
team, though. Any
Yeah, no,
team
but
can do that.
Liverpool, they're near enough perfect with their system.
And we've seen, Yeah.
Ronaldo taking the corner in that.
No,
I'm still thinking about you leading the Atletico celebrations with your chest. How does your chest get out your seat before you...
I don't know. The thing is, I don't want Liverpool to win. I can't lie, I'm not...
Here,
I think we do have a freeze frame, gentlemen. Let's just analyse this. Let's give it the...
Oh, here we go. Look at that ball. What? Why you covering your ears?
What? I Mailer was swearing. I was protecting my innocence.
Is that as they say, all for the gram?
That's a brilliant celebration, fam.
Oh, well done, mate. Always adding great
I love that, was Oba.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Every time you're on a social, mate.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's become your thing as well, that celebration.
It needs to change.
You got to live up to that, mate. The bench press celebration, right? Right, here we go. Liverpool have how long left of this first half?
19 minutes.
19
Still plenty of
minutes
time for
total.
Liverpool.
They just don't want to lose that zip. They've been at their best when they... Oh, here we go, actually.
He slipped.
Go on, Mo.
4 minutes left then of this first half of extra time. Mo Salah threatening with a shot from outside the box, but there's about 8 Atleti men in the area. Wow. Dave, are the Liverpool fans are they as flat as...
No, they're not flat. They still believe. There's one more goal for Salah. That's all they need. Virgil will score. Adrian... I can't say that. Sorry. Adrian's getting a bit of stick in the comments, but there's still a lot of...
Do you know what I mean? He's going to be, like...
He's going to be devastated.
If Liverpool don't score here, that's going to be on his mind for the next week.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan Henderson slightly overcooking a pass there. Liverpool forcing it a little bit.
It's so unfortunate. Obviously, I do want Liverpool to lose, but at the same time, they've done everything to win this game comfortably. So when that happens, you've just scored a goal and you conceded after a mistake. You'll be so gutted. They must be... I know Van Dijk is just looking back at you. Come on, bro. We've just done all this.
I mean, he's only had high highs at the club at the minute, hasn't he? At the moment, obviously the cup they won,
Super Cup.
the Super Cup. The name was escaping me, and now this is his low, right? And
even the Super Cup, he made a mistake in the game,
Yes.
and then he redeemed himself in penalties.
So maybe
there's a lot of comments saying, "Is it time for Divock? Is this it?"
I think it is Divock time, don't you?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think.
Should we call the goat?
I mean, call him. Clip that up, Dan, clip that up right now.
Hands down, the strangest thing that's ever happened on the football stage.
and that's saying something. That's saying something.
That really is saying something.
Morata's already started his theatrics.
Is Origi responding, though? That's what I want to know on the bench.
Imagine if he was just warming up.
I feel like you need to shout louder, mate. You got to call him louder, buddy.
Was that actually your goat impression?
That was my goat impression. It's more like a chicken, but...
Oh, it's lovely.
Well played.
It's lovely. Here we go.
Well played,
That's very chicken.
Either way, I'm getting distracted because I'm disappointed for Liverpool. They've dominated this game, as Oba said.
7,000 people on the stream watching Dugan do a goat impression.
I love it.
So I feel like we should draw it back.
All
to
for the
game.
content,
Welcome
mate.
aboard.
Please, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. Make sure you subscribe not only to Football Daily, but Euro Football Daily and Soccer AM. We are here every week for the big game. You can always watch it along with us. Atletico Madrid on the attack. That was Dave's chair.
That was my chair.
Yeah.
You sure about that, Dave?
Yeah, you can.
The nerves are getting to all of us.
You can rewind that.
What did you have for dinner before we came?
There's so many bots now. I don't know if because there's not a lot of people on the stream, but some of them are rogue.
Here we go, a little break. Look at that energy from Milner. Still the fittest guy at the club at what, 35?
Brilliant.
He did come on in the 80th minute then.
True, but have you seen him do a bleed test? Unbelievable.
Oh, who's that? Joe Gomez.
Free kick.
Oh, no.
Free kick.
No way.
Come on. Stop putting your hands up. Trent Alexander-Arnold would love a free kick from that position. Bobby's been dispossessed.
Morata, on your own.
On the counter.
Again, Wijnaldum, though, playing so well.
Play him!
That was on then.
No, that's decent play.
Oh, God.
Really decent play. Alvaro Morata.
Did you have a dig? Have a dig. Wet conditions. Poor goalkeeper.
Oh, it's gone in! It's gone in! Llorente scored again! He scored again! I can't believe it.
I am absolutely stunned. Diego Simeone dancing on the touchline. Marcus Llorente.
Midfielder, what is he doing up there?
Yes.
2 goals for Llorente. Liverpool crashing out of another tournament. The season, as phenomenal as it's been, is coming to an end, really.
Fuming.
Marcus Llorente, the defensive midfielder, they bought from their cross-city rivals. Real Madrid has come up with the goods here. His past is forgiven. No one cares he came through Real Madrid's youth system. He's firmly part of the mattress men now.
I can't believe that.
Divock warmed up now. He's got to come on.
I genuinely
Bring on the goat.
Fam, when you miss that many chances, there's always something that's just a bit iffy. Like,
again?
No, it's not. It's not. There's 3 players in front of him.
Can they get tighter to him? Gomez and Henderson here.
And we all thought Alvaro Morata would ran it 30, 40 yards, had gone a little bit too far in the other direction. No one really picking up Llorente's ghosted from CDM, and what an inspired substitution that was.
We can criticise like the goalkeeping for the first, but like both finishes were outstanding. To have that calmness and presence of mind to find the corner, pretty much the corner with the first, on both occasions, phenomenal. Like he's written his name into Atleti history, unless we see the comeback of all comebacks now.
And he's had a bit of a tough transition. He was brought in to replace Rodri, huge shoes to fill when he went to Manchester City, and now he's got, like, it's his time to shine, baby.
For sure.
David, sorry.
I can't believe this.
There we go.
Fuming.
No, it's just, it's... When Morata has the ball, you know, you were screaming there to pass it and whatever, he decides to run it. Liverpool have 3 bodies back and there's 2. It's just when the ball goes into Llorente...
I'll get one back now.
No, it's going to be half-time here now. The ball goes back to Llorente. It's like Joe Gomez takes 2 yards to buy time for Henderson and Milner to get back round. But as they come, like, Llorente just shifts out of his feet and it's an excellent finish. He just curls it round Gomez past Adrian. Like, you couldn't say anything about the keeper. He struck it fairly well.
Yeah.
But Liverpool need 2 goals in 15 minutes.
And they've tried these crosses
You know what, lads?
time again, haven't they?
Stranger things have happened.
And they're being repelled massively. Go on, then!
If you played this game in the same way it's been, like, 10 times, it would never be 2-2 at 105 minutes. It's like a freak result. But fair play to Atleti, they've taken their chances, but I feel like there is another Liverpool goal in this, and if they can get another one, then they're obviously through. But whew, it's crazy.
I can't believe this.
It's just the master. They just...
It just looks really tired when Morata was running. Like,
Here he comes.
It looks like, sorry to interject, it looks like Klopp is bringing on Fabinho and Divock Origi, so that is going to be, like Dave said earlier, his equivalent of throwing the kitchen sink at it in the final moments. Put your top back on, mate. Awful tattoos.
It's just...
All right, Grandad.
It's just the frustrating thing is Liverpool have been so dominant and they've played the game, but you just... It's the problem is you leave yourself open to counter-attack. And when they've counter-attacked, I know the first goal is the Andrea mistake, but the second goal is a prime example of these are good players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You give them opportunity, you give them chances, they will take them. And Liverpool have been punished, but they got 15 minutes to get 2 goals here. Can they do it, lads?
I think it'll be really difficult. Like, Atleti don't often concede 2 goals in 15 minutes, but with the whole of Anfield behind them, it's going to take a miracle of Barcelona proportions, and maybe even more. This would be outstanding if Liverpool managed to win this, having had this
in a row.
Yeah, having had this drop. So 1 goal early in this second half, and then it's game on.
What a tie. And if one, like you said, if one team are capable of such a result, it is this Liverpool side in this current vein of form. So Stick with us for the final 15 minutes because it's going to be a hell of a ride, ladies and gentlemen, at home. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to Football Daily. Hit that notification bell, then go over to Euro Football Daily, but obviously come back after you've subscribed. Go over to Soccer AM. We're back on Sunday. We'll plug that at the end of the show. And then we're back on Monday as well. So join the
Every day.
Join the family.
Football social every day.
Football social.
That's the dream, baby.
Constant live streaming from my bedroom.
Henderson Henderson
That is not the dream,
Yeah, and that is where the brand deal ends.
makes sense.
Put around 5 minutes. Like Fabinho, I think the idea here will be that the two centre-halves will sit. Fabinho will sit in front of him. He will not move. Fullbacks will bomb on. Like Dougie said, Dougie hit the nail on the head. Liverpool have to really score within the first 5, 6, 7 minutes to leave themselves enough time because they've created enough chances.
So many chances.
Yeah.
Just not taking them.
Does anyone else have a weird feeling?
I have a feeling.
You have
yeah, my gut tells me
Moogie, baby. I've got this.
Yeah, well, I have to, like I said, like Sam, like you've got to back your team, like do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Do you know, you've got to. Come on, boys.
No,
Right,
it could happen. It could happen.
Striker off, Jimenez on as well, getting another centre back in there. Even more difficult.
They're just
Fantastic
gonna
header of a ball.
They're gonna
Those crosses coming in, he's going to eat them up. Massive 15.
I can't believe he's not a more prominent figure in this. Who's the old central midfielder, Dougie?
Do you mean
Gabby. Back in the
Gabby.
Gabby days, he was a part of that spine.
Yeah.
Gabby, Jimenez, Godin, yeah.
Juan Fran.
Felipe Luis.
Instantly on the attack, though. This is what we wanted to see.
Oh.
Free kick.
No, the referee.
Mane needs to stop that though. Genuinely, stop trying to buy free kicks.
See, this is the problem Atletico will have. They'll just start booting balls.
Yeah.
But it's Liverpool have to play patiently, have to keep knocking on the door. I know they've done it all night, but keep putting the balls into areas and just hope that. Go on.
And the thing is with that, when Joao Felix, he's quick, right? Whereas Morata's not the quickest, is he? So the ball's going to keep like coming back, isn't it? Coming back.
Did a quick count. There was 8 players in and around the box. 2 centre backs, then the goalie. That's it. Everyone is forward.
Morata's also an outstanding header of the ball. I'm sure that's why he's been brought on as well, just to defend every corner, every set piece. But like you said, that means that Liverpool can commit more bodies and that high line can get even higher.
Needs to get width, Liverpool.
Listen, with Divock on the pitch, baby, anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
I don't know about you guys, but it's a style of play that I wouldn't want to be a season ticket holder to watch at Atleti. But there is something like football can't all be attacking styles and like Guardiola ball permanently. And what Simeone does with this team, and up until the last few years, not that many resources, is really pretty impressive.
There's just so many bodies in the box here.
Yeah.
Like there, you just seen Mane flashing one across the box. The keeper paps it out, but
stay patient.
There's like 8, 9 players in the box. This will be so difficult.
Come on then, Liverpool. Let's bring the feel-good factor back to the show. Let's have a goal, Big Dave.
We're just going to keep shouting on ball. That's what people do.
Who came on for? Who came off for Origi?
Wijnaldum and Henderson came off for Fabinho and Divock. Okay.
Basically put Van Dijk up front, isn't he? He's basically gone up front. Just got Gomez sitting back now.
Yeah. Gomez just there's points where he doesn't look comfortable when players are like running towards him. Like the last few games that I've watched him, when players are running towards him, he kind of like drops off a bit too much.
He's not as composed as Van Dijk.
Yeah.
But I don't like who is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's the hard
true.
thing. Probably the only one that's like him is like Ramos. He's just so comfortable on the ball.
And so good in the air as well. Yeah. Speaking of the air, Trent and Robertson are going to have a massive 15 minutes here because everyone is camped in that box. They're going to get a lot of the ball. The delivery has to be spot on.
Well, that seems to have been the tact that they've adopted for the last 15-20 minutes. I was just about to ask you, David, do you think they should change it or do we carry on bombarding the Atleti box?
You've got to just keep going. Keep going and just hope that one will fall to a player or one will land on a player's head. You can't. Like, Liverpool had so many chances in either half that they've just not taken.
Interestingly, Dave, when you're playing a game like this, what is more tiring? Having the ball, doing all the movement, but even if you're defending so deep.
No, Mane needs to
really?
stop that. He needs
it's
to
just
stop
because the problem is when you're defending that deep is they stay on average. You know, when you're moving the ball from side to side, it's about the 4th or 5th goal that eventually one player will switch off. That's why you see teams just keep circulating the ball. because it's mentally tiring rather than physically tiring, because you're like looking, where's he, where's
Scanning,
that?
yeah.
And plus, with there being so many Atletico players in the box, I might be sitting here going, well, Dougie's there, I'm okay. Got Chris there, I'm fine. But then you just drift, and there's a space appears when there's too many players.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can sort of be put off by other people being in your immediate vicinity. 32 attempts to 9 from Liverpool. Like we've said, this deficit is not for a lack of trying.
Liverpool said there,
corner.
32 chances, 11 on target.
11 on target. 1 in 3 on target.
Oblak has been. If they end up winning this, Oblak has to go man of the match.
71% of the ball as well. Go on! Jan Oblak again with another save, but it has been ruled out.
everything.
Ball has gone out.
For the ball going out. And just to touch upon an incident that happened before that corner, Sadio Mane went down looking for a penalty. The ref waved it away. Not for the first time tonight either. Not having it at all, is he? Okay, finally poised. There we are.
If Liverpool only end up winning the Premier League, obviously it's a trophy that has escaped you for 30 years. But would it be an underwhelming season, seeing how you was like a few months ago?
I think if Liverpool, certainly in the last few games, I know they beat Bournemouth the other day and whatever, but like with tonight, if they were to like fall over the line, almost as if they were to like win one, lose one, draw one, win one, lose one, draw two, whereas they've been so dominant and so good that you kind of want to see them just romp it off, like, win it as quickly as they can.
Yeah, if they get a record of points, that brings back the feel-good factor, right?
But come June, nobody cares. Do you know what I mean? They're Premier League champions and that's it. Like, it would be, I'm saying this from a fan, that you just want to see them and go and, like, whatever they've got left, 8-9 games, just go win them all to make it like this incredible. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, if I asked you, you're a Chelsea fan, how many points did Chelsea finish on when they won the league? You can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Exactly. So, like, that's the kind of thing. Like, you just remember, if I asked you what years they won it, you'd be able to tell me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, once you just win the league, that's all that matters.
Trophies live forever.
Okay. Well, guys, we have a big 10 minutes to play here.
Trophies live forever.
You've got to get that title, man.
Feels like Liverpool need something in the next couple of minutes. It's escaping them at the moment. But your comments aren't escaping our attention.
No, they're not.
Fire them off in the comments below, Dave.
They're saying, is the Premier League overrated if Liverpool go out now?
What?
Quick question. Is the Premier League overrated?
In what sense?
Is it?
But then you look at, like...
I'm just relaying.
Yeah, no. But to what you call it, last year, you have, like, City, Liverpool, Tottenham in the last 4. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You have 3 English teams. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, Man City are ahead against Madrid. Like, your boys are out. Liverpool look like they're out. Do you know, it's like...
We're not out yet.
Like,
we're not out yet.
Do you know what I mean? Tottenham are out. So, like, but, like, that also shows, like, that last year the English teams did incredibly well, but the other teams have come back and improved.
Yeah. I think we've got to stop judging, like, a whole league strength on a 2-legged tie. Like, if you watch this, who is the better team? You'd probably say Liverpool. But Atleti will most likely go through from here. And last year, Spurs got to a Champions League final, but were they the second best team in Europe? Like, no way. They were useless in the Premier League from, like, January.
Well, it's been a while since Tottenham had one.
Yeah, true. Very true.
How Tottenham getting dug out at this stage? Liverpool are going out, the real losers, Tottenham.
No, it's just suddenly switched on Tottenham. Can we come back for the Chelsea game? We'll see you. No, to be fair though, I want to see, like, the English teams do well.
I agree.
You also want to see them challenged. Like, I don't. If the English teams were rolling over the other top European sides, everyone would be saying, oh, the rest of the leagues are farmers' leagues, and whatever terminology they use. But now the English teams are finding it hard against elite sides. All of a sudden, the Premier League's, been diluted.
Yeah, and, like, no one's going to pretend that Atletico Madrid this year have had a particularly good year by their own standards. They're 6th in La Liga.
Yeah.
I think they've only won 3 of their last 11 games. Like, this is not a team in great league form, but you don't want to play them in a 2-legged tie.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we just say Bobby Firmino's come off for Minamino's and congratulate? Yeah, I mean, Bobby got his goal and honorary mention to services to the stream. He's presented us
he's done well.
with some good bloody fun, hasn't he? Some
He
good,
has.
clean fun.
He has
David.
been
7
fantastic.
minutes to go, baby.
All right, come on then.
7 minutes.
Big last 7. Let's have some energy back in the show. Let's have some good questions, Dave.
yeah.
Come on, find them.
Oh,
Amongst the box.
Are Liverpool going to do it? Yes or no?
No.
Deuce.
And I'm the one who's saying back your team, but it's just so frustrating.
It's really difficult. Like,
No, they've literally just soaked it all
This
in now.
second half of extra
Atletico were
time,
just
like,
sitting there.
Liverpool haven't had a chance except for that one that was offside and Oblak saved. I can't really remember.
So, question for all you boys: do you agree with people that say Atletico Madrid anti-football? It's not the sort of football you want to
It's
see
not
played, or do you
anti-football.
think that they've taken this sort of like defending to new levels of almost artistry, David?
Yeah, but it's about winning. At this level, it's about winning.
Yeah.
It's not about what type of football. Like, if every team could play like Manchester City, they probably would.
Yeah.
Do you know the way Liverpool played differently than City? If every team could play like Liverpool, they would. Do you mean can Atletico? They could probably give it a go, but they realise that they can't. Do you know what I mean? That's the
Suits
beauty
them.
of it.
Yeah, it suits
Do you know,
them.
yeah, like you've got to be able to play the way. You're a Chelsea fan. You look at how Chelsea played under Mourinho. Like, even people harp on about, when the greatest Premier League team comes up, everyone goes on about the Man United 08 team that won the double. They were pretty, counter-attacking team. Do you know what I mean? They just had exceptional players, like. They were a bit like Liverpool. They had Ronaldo, Rooney and Tevez up front, it was just insane. No.
But also, I think people take for granted how hard it is to defend as well as Atletico do, especially in these situations. Like, you don't normally see teams that enjoy defending as much as Atletico. They celebrate tackles and headers away like they're scoring goals.
I don't know about you guys, but you want to see that balance as well across the last 16, don't you? You want teams that love defending. You want teams that love attacking.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty fine blend. I mean, we've just seen PSG go through.
And also, they've got a result at Liverpool, who have lost, one league game all year, the best team in the world, and they got a result at Liverpool. You can't really knock it, especially considering, last summer they lost their entire defence. They sold their best player in Griezmann. This is a team in transition. And they've done a fantastic job tonight. It's not football that I'd love to watch or on a consistent basis, but you can't really knock it.
Ref letting a very meaty tackle from
Corner.
Come on!
This is the one here. Liverpool have a corner.
They have to
Just hit
score.
the
4 minutes to go.
Let's
This has
get a
to
goal.
go in.
I want to go.
We went
Come
for
on.
a quick one.
That's a ball, though.
But look again, lad. It's like
Look at that back line. Look
There's
how regimented it is, man.
16 Atletico defenders in the box. There's subs on there that shouldn't be. Simeone's in the front space. They just.
Right, here we go.
Time.
This has got to go.
Pick
You've got
someone
time,
out.
Minamino.
Get that in.
That's like the game.
Minamino to Van Dijk.
That's a foul.
He's always going to take that, isn't he?
And James Milner has fouled.
There again, he's given the back. He's going to take it.
It just shows you the passion there. Like, I think it was Felipe's gone up with Van Dijk and he's just gone boom bosh. Like, is it?
That's concentration, though. Look at that. That's amazing defending. And look at Oblak here.
It's Jimenez.
Putting his
Jimenez
body
has
on the
gone up with
line.
Van Dijk and he's beaten Van Dijk to stop him getting a header at the goal. It's just, it goes back to what you said, Chris. It's the passion they show for defending, which is. And then there's this malarkey. Then they roll around like, I'm a bit sore here. And a little high five. Watch, no lot yet, grand. Look, fine.
You can appreciate the dark arts, though.
Yeah, we all did it.
Mate.
Yeah, I know. It's just, it's so frustrating when it happens to you.
Yeah,
But everyone does it.
Massive credit to Oblak as well. He's made some
He's been so
phenomenal
good.
saves.
He's been
Well,
so
I
good.
think Alisson is best keeper in the world. I think All Black is second.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that. Maybe just Stegen in the mix as well.
I mean, Edison's had a bit of a dip, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you judge him off those mistakes. Oh,
Yeah.
Trent.
Yeah, he's low.
2.5
morale
minutes
is
to go.
low, man. The morale is real low right now.
It's just, it's you know what it is. It's with the Champions League. It's the away goals.
Kills you, doesn't it?
I think it's just sucked the life out of the Liverpool players.
If they just needed one, they'd be well up first. They'd be pushed,
Yeah, it's just the two.
And I hate to bring it back to Adrian, but it's really difficult for a team to recover from that when you're in extra time in a last 16 time. Your keeper makes that sort of blunder. Like the sort of momentum's just been knocked out of them. They haven't really created anything.
For sure. We need you guys to help us keep the momentum going in the studio. Back home, get your questions in. Dave is going to...
Get your questions in.
Yeah, there we go. Reinforcing the message.
Last 2 minutes. Come on.
Have you got any?
I have a question for you, Sam. Do you think Chelsea will challenge for major titles next season?
It says yellow card, is it?
100%.
Top pocket.
Morata loves this type of stuff, man.
He's back on to Morata. Morata,
do you think he should have stayed at Chelsea?
In the corner.
Huh?
Do you think he should have stayed at Chelsea?
No.
No, there you go.
I think quite a lot of Chelsea fans were happy to get 50 mil back for him.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I think he was happy.
He
was happy to go. I mean, you got 110 for Diego Costa and Atletico Madrid and Morata, and I'm pretty sure Diego Costa's knee was hanging off when you sold him. So, and he was ripping round in. Did you see that video of him in the buggy?
Yeah.
Man, what a guy.
He loves it.
They haven't made the best financial decisions over the last couple of years.
No, but they're...
Morata, Diego Costa, Lamar.
But they're through.
but they're most likely through.
Right. 1 minute left.
If they get one back. Imagine they get one back now.
If they get one back now, Dave, what last 30 seconds it'd be,
What an unbelievable...
Yeah, but it's just, they won't watch now, like, they won't get anywhere up the pitch. Atletico will just start, like, pulling them down, kicking them. Sol's just booted the ball over.
Right, we've got to go, Robbo.
If there's one team who know how to run down the clock, it is Atletico Madrid. We're hoping for a Divock double in the final 30 seconds.
Handball. Great defender.
Handball. Could have touched his hand.
Was that Jimenez?
But even so...
Maybe it was Savic. Great defender.
That looks like it might be it. We're going to ask one question and one question only at the end of this stream. So, Dave, you've got a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. You've got to pick the best one.
OK, I will find the best one. Give me 30 seconds.
Can you help?
No rushing box,
There
please.
is no questions. Come on.
Right, here we go. Mo Salah,
got
edge of the area. No. Access denied again.
He should have had a goal in this game, to be fair.
Salah.
Yeah.
Created some good opportunities.
Is this one of those displays that, you know, that will fuel the argument for selling him for 100 and... Oh, my voice went
I'd argue he's better than Mane today.
I think on a different day, Liverpool win this in normal time.
He's in. If he scores...
He scores.
My day.
He scores.
A goal and an assist for Alvaro Morata, who's just bombed past him. That is absolutely fantastic.
I love it.
Look at them. He looks like the penguin out of Batman, doesn't he? What's that?
How have they won this 3-2?
Wow. Where did the goals come from?
As you were talking there, I was just about to say, like, Liverpool actually, like, haven't lost the game. They've lost, and then
they do.
Wow, Klopp is speechless.
Fair enough conceding that on the break, but this is not ever in a million years been a 3-2 game.
It's 3 goals in extra time as well for Liverpool. That's what they conceded.
The Liverpool fans singing.
Liverpool fans, still in fine spirits, still got the Premier League. I mean, but Marty leaving here with nothing.
Realistically, they weren't going to win.
But not even.
I'm all rubbing it in.
Not even the draw, like you said. No, come on. The reality is bleak. The reality is bleak.
Do you know what? You just, at times, right, you just got to take it on the chin.
Yeah, for real.
Do you know what?
You can give him one on the chin.
No, but like...
I've got to say something.
Liverpool have won the game in 90 minutes. They should have done more to get the second goal. Like, they pushed really hard. They were unlucky. But then, like, they concede 3 in extra time. The third one is a throwaway because you need 2 goals. Felt like at Anfield they'd win.
That was there.
How have they lost that tie 4-2? I will never know how Atleti scored.
Want to get one back now, mate?
It does seem
have a dig. Come on, Mo, have a dig.
It does seem really harsh to focus on one moment, but like that Adrian error.
The moment it took Firmino off, mate, was over. I told you that now, mate.
Oh my! That Adrian error, that's how I always remember this game.
You can't.
Simeone's buzzing.
Are you a little bit?
Remember all the players.
It's done.
Done.
Stuck for what to say because the performance wasn't bad. The result didn't swing in your.
Yeah, but when you create chances, you don't take them.
38 chances.
Yeah, that's it. 38 chances. I'd say probably an average of 14 are on targets. That means 24 are off target. So it's like
not decisive enough to progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Yeah.
For the team of their caliber and like obviously the success they've had up until this stage and last year in the Champions League, it's just disappointing.
Which is a little bit unusual for Liverpool, maybe a bit uncharacteristic as well, because, 3/4 way through the season...
Oh, it is.
The chances you converted were kind of disproportionate to how much you controlled certain games, right? You were just being cutthroat. in the final stages of games, but sort of a bit of a reverse narrative.
It was a bit of a teller to goalkeepers, wasn't it? Like, obviously, Atletico's number one.
Yeah,
Leicester was fantastic. Not trying to have a dig at Adjung, because obviously he's not number one keeper.
He's
but
not on our Blacks level, is he?
He's not, is he? And if Alisson's in there, you've got to say they don't score them goals.
Yeah.
Particularly the first one, which is Adjung's
But
mistake.
it tops off like just a horrific last 4 or 5 weeks. I think that's 4 losses in 6 games for Liverpool. Before that, they'd only lost to Napoli in that game in the League Cup. They have just dropped off. I don't think they dropped off necessarily in this game, but
dropped off from an incredible
high. Yeah.
And like Dave said, I'm sure when the Premier League title is delivered, that will soften the blow an awful lot. We can actually go to some scenes outside of the Parc des Princes right now, where fans are obviously still congregating. Still looks like
scenes.
What a party!
So are the players actually out there with them?
We've got some pyro. We've got some flags. Was there any point playing this game behind closed doors when everyone's just outside the stadium? I'm not so sure. I mean, they've got the masks on, they've got the hazmat suits on. Very responsible of them. OK, so we're off to Paris. Get on the Channel Tunnel now to join in. Have we got any questions?
I've got one question.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I
want to ask everyone now. Who do you now think will be champions of Europe come the 29th of May, whenever it is?
OK.
Start with Doogie.
Bayern Munich. I said it during the stream. I think they're the team in form. I think they've got a very solid defence, unlike a lot of the teams still in it. And they've got just the most frightening front line in world football right now. I think only PSG have scored more goals, so I'm going Bayern.
Barcelona.
That Messi.
The king will rise to the top.
He is the king.
Mr. Hamill?
I'm going to go Manchester City. I think this thing might galvanise them. I think they've been unfortunate all season. Certain results haven't gone their way, particularly the Tottenham games, for example. And I think they're going to start to get the rub of the green, David.
I also going to say Manchester City.
OK, fair play. Nice.
Samuel?
I'm going to say PSG. I think my boys Neymar and Mbappe are going to do a madness. And, I feel like they're gonna finally win it for PSG.
OK, well, we hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Certainly enjoyed ourselves a little bit longer than first thought. But Liverpool are out of the Champions League. But the next time you can join us, the Champions League will certainly be at the forefront of these sides' minds. Tottenham versus Manchester United at Tottenham Stadium at 4 p.m. on Soccer AM and Football Daily's YouTube pages. Also, we have Monday show as well, where Liverpool
Feast of football!
Can bounce back in the most one-sided derby in world football. It's Everton versus Liverpool, 7:30. Again, you know where to catch us. Come join us then for those games. And, of course, they won't miss them if they turn notifications on, will they, Dave?
Hit the bell, you get goals.
You get goals.
Hit the bell, you get goals. That's it from us. Final words. Goodbye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Peace. Pablo, people weren't hitting the bell.
Au revoir.
Hey.
Hold on, I'm distracted by... We've got stats on the screen. Is this the first time that's happened, or have I
the
just never
Chore
noticed it
Dogs.
before?
He's at the wheel, isn't he? What the Chore Dogs?
Oh, yes! Neymar! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Because
Come
Neymar
on.
has
Come on,
scored. We
come
have our
on.
first goal in
Come
the
on.
studio. Sammy's down the line.
Nice comment from Bob Dave. He said, Doogie is the funniest person to watch when Liverpool are attacking. Like, I don't even care what's going on at this point. I'm just watching Doogie.
I'm calling a lot wrong, Bob. I think it was Bob. I'm enjoying the ride.
Lovely cross! Yes! We have a...
I just want to say, who did I say would score first?
Genie! You're a genius, mate! You smashed it! I always believed in you.
This is an awkward position to be in, though. Like, because if Atletico just get one, they can do the
How
exact
do you
same
put a
thing.
negative spin on
No,
this?
I don't want Liverpool to win, to be honest. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, because you're going to get pumped.
Another goal! Oh, my God!
We have another goal!
Some love for you in the comments.
Oh, lovely. Thank
Sean
you.
said Chris Samuel was like French cheese, absolutely saucy.
Oh, in! Yeah! Liverpool! They've hit the crossbar.
That went in.
Yeah, they don't want extra time.
We're seeing both fullbacks.
But if it goes
On
extra
into
time,
the
we'll
box.
deal with extra time.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we will, David Miner. Yes, we will.
Chance!
Bobby! To the post! Yes! First Champions League goal of the campaign!
Senor! Yes! Let's go! I'm sorry. I didn't really want to celebrate too tough, but that is a brilliant goal. Oh, it's gone in! It's gone in! And when they scored again! He scored again! I can't believe it.